second time today. Okay. I need a little bit more tea. Okay. A little bit more tea is what I need. Okay. Hey, Long. Let's see. I am excited to discuss these things with you guys. I'm really happy that y'all had questions. So many of y'all told me that my session that I did the other day, I went through the 7 steps of Bible-based manifestation. Indeed, I did. And as we went through those steps, I broke it down. I gave you guys scriptures. Shout out to all of the church people and pastors, and even some of you non-believers that told me that it helped you tremendously. And a lot of y'all told me you had never ever had a manifestation broken down like that before. So I also got, hey LaShawn, I got so many questions. I got so many questions from people. Y'all do me a favor, share, invite, all that so we can get everybody in so we can get started. Because I don't want to be before you too long. I got stuff to do. We're getting ready for the birthday celebration. Side note, did y'all register? Go register. I made an event after we got off live. I made an event for the birthday battle and all of that good stuff. So go and register. I have such a big mouth. I have a big face and a big head though too. Hey, Miss Key. All right. So while you guys are sharing out the live and you're inviting people, I have 3 rules for any of you guys that are in here. Okay. Rule number 1 is if you are, if this is your first time, don't let it be your last time. That's the first rule. So if it's your first time, don't let it be your last time. Make sure. Huh, that's weird. Y'all still see me, right? Can y'all still see? If y'all see me and hear me. If y'all see me and hear me, give me the number 1. My little internet bubble just changed colors. Oh, thank you, Wendy. Thank you so much. Okay, thank y'all. Okay, we got a little bit of delay, but no big deal. Okay, so y'all do me a favor. Hey, Mary. Hey, Tisha. Y'all share. Invite, because I have a lot of stuff I want to share because I really had to think about like how I was going to break this down so that it wasn't overwhelming. And I wanted y'all to be able to take actionable steps. And I'm very passionate about this. I'm about to say something and it's going to sound jerky when I say it, but I'm not saying it to be a jerk. I'm just saying it because it's the reality of the situation. How many people have y'all, it always is like amazing to me to see all these people that are like, oh, I'm an expert in manifestation and I'm going to show you how to manifest anything you want. And like they kind of get like on a little kick and then they like disappear. You never hear from them again, right? And it's because they're giving a bunch of gimmicky things. Hold on, y'all. Let me answer this. Hey. Oh, snap. I can't hear you. Hold on. Let me reset my sound. Oh, I'm back. I guess it gave a boot. I might. Hey, sorry about that. I can hear y'all now. I had to reset my sound.
Sam, you want to do a couple of 2v2s with us?
I guess we can. Y'all just put me on mute. I literally just got on, so put me on mute. But yeah, we can do it.
Okay.
Are you playing any games or anything like that? Or we?
No, we're just normal battles.
Okay. Cool beans. Okay.
You can try, brother.
Y'all mute me because I'm over here talking about manifestations. I'm gonna start talking about brain waves and scientific stuff.
Before you mute, KO, it's his birthday, but he's never been podium, and he's number 1 right now.
Oh, happy birthday, KO, and congratulations. Hello to my fellow Taurus.
If he gets podium, it's his first time.
If I get number 1, bro, I'm gonna cry.
I'm sure it's gonna happen for you. I'm sure it's gonna happen for you. I'm sure. Okay.
Let's go.
Now, y'all know what I need y'all doing. Tap the screen while you're listening. Y'all know we just got in. So share, invite, all of that. Work the doubles. And before we get into content tonight, everybody give me an inventory count in the chat so I know what's up. Tell like since you know I'm just on and we just out here in 2v2s out here in these streets. Y'all give me an inventory count in the chat real quick so I can see what's up. Hey Rose. Hey Content Hub. Hey Shauna. Yes, y'all share, invite. Okay, y'all, like our gift target is $5.50. So that's basically like a money gun and a couple of donuts. So we can hit the 2 times. Rose, you told me you got a hammer. I'm sick of them hammers. Thank you for the donut, Mika. Thank you. Yum. Way to go, you guys. All right. Y'all know we're just getting in here. Sorry. Oh, snap. Drop. Dang, that was fast. Drop it up. Who else has inventory? Tell me, put it in the chat. Tell me what you got, especially if you have something that's about to expire. Thank you. Thank you, Shauna. We're doing fabulous, Rose. How you doing, child? Y'all know I just popped on. Let's see. Content Hub, thank you for the heart, love. Baby, nobody has any inventory. I know we're doing 2 for 1, but I need y'all to look and see what inventory y'all got. We can try eat it up on the last 30 seconds. Let's know what's happening with inventory. You like my dark hair? Thank you. Everybody in Facebook land, y'all give me a second. Give me a second to get adjusted over here. Thank you. Yes, y'all share the live out. Hey Fiona, what's going on? Oh, I haven't gotten started, Fiona. I haven't gotten started. Like I turned it on and then I opened up the door. So I'm trying to get inventory because we're gonna be battling while we're going through content. Thank you, Etigar Beauty. Thank you, girl. Thank you. Thank you, Mika. Y'all, is that all we have on inventory? Did I miss some? We should have more than that, especially from the other night. Thank you, Fiona B. Thank you, Lovey. Hey, Gina Maxine. Hey, love. Hey, Riri. Hey, Yvonne. Thank you guys for sharing out the live. I don't know if y'all put the inventory in the chat and I missed it or something. Because I saw one person's inventory, but I know we have more than that. I need to know how many gloves we have, how many missed, and how many timers. I don't care about these hammers. And then in the meantime, if you guys go and recharge, please. Thank you kindly. Yellow's your favorite color? Oh, I'm happy I'm in yellow today. I like yellow. Not as much as I like orange, though. Hey, Pen. Thank you, baby doll. Somebody share this to Jay Janice because she got a bunch of gloves the last time we battled a few nights ago. Hey, Glam Artist. It's true, Toya. Woo! They over there sniping in the Hop Daddy camp. That was smooth. That was a smooth snipe. That was smooth.
We should have gloved.
That was a smooth snipe. That was smooth.
That's right. That's my bad. MVP Pam. MVP Pam.
Baby, super smooth. Like right on the money, baby.
Somebody fucking tennis. Coffee is probably really confused. Austin. MVP Pam. Coffee's probably like, what?
It was a beautiful snipe. I'm happy to be in the backpack. Let's see.
Let's go.
You don't have enough followers to go live yet, Glam Artists? Can y'all follow Glam Artists in the chat?
I take responsibility for that. You guys, I should have had you glove.
Number 2 is back online, Chad. It's no.
I stopped paying attention.
Y'all tap the screen. Tap the screen, you
Number 2
guys.
is back online.
You said it was giving a Mortal Kombat snipe,
Pass the roses, guys.
and
Pass the roses.
it was.
What up, Big Dad?
What
Welcome.
up, Red? What up?
They text out.
2-0.
All right,
Let's
best of
go.
3. They got first game. Coffee. Yeah, last night we all decided to just get fucking. And then not just the mods, like other people in the chat were just like, let's do it. Like your name would be great. Just fucking coffee would be incredible. Your name being just fucking coffee.
Y'all tap. Let me see the comments. And has everybody recharged? Like, do what you're doing, please.
Well, you can do it right now.
Max.
I know we're just getting in here and getting together, y'all, but I don't like being in the backpack.
You know number 3.
I don't think we've ever had a score that low. That was stressful. I don't like that. It's embarrassing.
There might be somebody that runs the moral, but I don't know.
Y'all run on in. Please make sure you're sharing.
What moral?
Who has gloves in our chat right now?
You want to know who he is? If you could ask him, because I already know that.
Hey, Teach Bay, what's going on, honey? How you doing this evening?
Apparently, he's put up like 30 unis in the last 10 seconds.
Hey, Toya. Can we get a galaxy or the little mirror flower up there, you guys?
Look at Daly.
Can we get the little mirror flower, please? Thank you, Swim.
18 ounces, let's get it.
Thank you, love. Thank you, Janelle.
You guys 300 or 200. Get that. Let's get up.
Let's go. Oh, y'all, they gave us 3 times. Use that. Use the triples. Thank you for the light show, Janelle. Let's go, Content Hub.
Go. We're halfway there.
There we go.
Keep going. Thank you. There we go. 2 gloves.
Let's go. Oh my God, y'all, do we have a glove?
Come on, Jack. Come on. Use them. Gloves, guys. Use the gloves. Use them. Pam, let's go.
Let's go.
Use the glove.
Go.
Ooh, swim! Thank you, Swim. Let's go.
Guys, we got 25 seconds on the clock.
Let's go, Swim. That was beautiful. That was right on time, my girl. Thank you, Swim. I love. Was somebody recording? That's the first time I've ever gotten it. Thank you, Swim.
What are you talking
Yo.
You tell me how.
We're gonna drop a glove at 30.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna drop a glove at 30.
Okay, y'all. Everybody charge up. They got a glove over there. The Daddy Hops got a glove. Glove at 30. Everybody hold your smoke to 30. Y'all know what to do. 30 is eating time. Hey, John. Hey, Victoria. Hey, everybody in YouTube and Facebook, give us a second. Give us a second. We're in a battle. And then we're going to get into this. Let's go. See, Stella, you did not miss it, girl. It's still 55 seconds up. Recharge. Is a glove going on the board at 30?
Don't.
Let's go.
Guys,
J-Hop, why I got you on the line? My birthday is on the 16th. I need a birthday battle.
We'll just lay down. We'll lay down. Use it for the next one. Use it for the next one.
Let's see.
Unless KO's got some fucking.
Thank you, Pen.
I don't know.
So you said play dead. No, we're not playing dead. And defenders, y'all know what to do. Tap that glove. Work that thing out. Content Hub. Thank you, baby. Y'all know what it is. Janelle, thank you. Those are so cute. What is that?
Let them waste their coins because they already won.
Thank you for the money, gun. Let's go. Y'all follow the MVP Beginner Swimming Lessons. Number 2, Content Hub. Number 3, Rose Goddess.
Susan, somebody.
Come through. Thank you, Swim. Thank you, Content Hub.
Thank you. Big Jet. Danielle, thank you. Will, Shelly, Andy.
Thank you, everybody that's tapping and clapping. You said you got to recharge. Right. Recharge. You never know what can happen in TikTok land. You just start your stream and be in a battle.
What is it right now?
What's the series at?
Isn't that 2-0?
Yeah.
Is it 2-0? Was it doing 2-3? Okay.
Is it 2-0?
It's 2-0. You sniped us in the first one.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that was fun.
Yes. Hop. I need a birthday battle on the 16th.
No, let's go again.
Can he hear me? He want to go again?
Hoppy here, fam.
Can he hear me?
What you say?
I said I need a birthday battle on the 16th.
I don't stop. I ain't got that smoke.
You do got smoke. You got time to promote. We 2 weeks out. I need somebody to I need a team that's gonna make us work. We need a good battle. Maybe you can make me call you that. Maybe you can make me call you daddy on your birthday.
I'm actually retiring this time. I'm taking this time down.
Yeah, fam, look at his name. Look at his name right there. He took it out.
I'm taking the
Daddy.
It is gone. What? So what? So what are we supposed to refer to you as now?
J-Hop.
Just J-Hop?
J-Hop.
You just J-Hop now?
Yeah, I was tired of men calling me daddy and shit. And like when I would go battle in Dubai, it made them uncomfortable.
Yeah, I can see that with different cultures. Yeah, I can see that with different cultures.
And people come in here and call me daddy, and I would like freak out. I'm like, that's my name though. What am I doing? So
I do remember.
So we
People would call you. You're like, don't call me that.
I was like, if I don't know you,
Ash Globo doubles, yeah.
you're part of the squad, yeah, whatever. But if you're like a random, like,
yeah, just a random person walking up, be like, "What's up, daddy?" Yeah, I can see how.
What up, daddy? Yeah. Let's go. Let's do one more. What day? What?
16th.
Oh, damn! You whooped me. Damn, you can't. You whooped me on my birthday.
So that's what I'm saying. You can get me back. You can get your lick back.
You're whooping me on my birthday.
Yeah, I'll take it. Cause I remember. Yeah, you whooped me on my birthday. Hell. Yeah.
I'm not gonna say we whooped you. I mean, we did all right.
Me on my birthday battle.
But it wasn't a whooping.
Two galaxies.
It wasn't a whooping. Yeah, if we can get the little mirror thing. You can get your lick back or try to. You know, but try and defend it. Janelle, thank you for the good evening, baby doll. Shauna, thank you for the donuts. Yum, 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 yum. Is Sarah still doing your coordination?
We gotta help KO out. We gotta help KO.
J-Hop, is Sarah still coordinating? She's still doing your booking for you? Okay, I'll slide in her DM.
One more.
2 times, y'all. Let's use it. We already know they're going to throw gloves, so we might as well stretch out on them so they can't catch us. You don't know what to send? Send me the little pin gift. Thank you for the Galaxy Glorious Locks. Ooh. Glorious, do you have a glove, baby doll? Oh, that's so pretty. Thank you, Glorious Locks. Do you have a glove, Glorious?
Work together. Work together.
Lady Thompson, thank you for the swan.
Pam, those fucking Leons, I love them.
No, dang, right? We ain't got nothing. We had no inventory. This is wild. We got the battle. Glorious Locks, thank you for my mirror. We got the battle tomorrow, y'all. Tomorrow's not like a scheduled battle day, but we got the battle. We can't be out here in the streets like this with nothing. We can't be out here with nothing. You got a glove? You got a glove, Janelle? Okay, let's see what they're doing, but I feel like you might have to pop that at 30 seconds. Who, like, I think we're going to pop it at 30 seconds, and we actually going to have to use it. We're actually going to have to use it. Y'all see how close the score is.
Let's see if we can win this shit.
Okay. And Janelle, you got a glove. I want you to drop it at 30. In defenders, can y'all please recharge? Okay, please recharge in defenders. And y'all tap the glove and y'all know what to do. Okay, run it up. Run it up. We out here in J House Bad Pack. Run it. This is the last one. There was like one more. If we win this, it'd be 3 even. Okay, J Hop, we got a glove at 30. Janelle's in. She says she has a glove. We got a glove at 30. Hey, Sarah. Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, so Sarah, we'll set that up.
Thank you for my gummy bears.
Like that. Even if we get crushed, we're not. But this battle's gonna show me a lot.
We're gonna try. Thank you, Janelle. Y'all, glove and give. Glove on the board. Glove on the board. Glove on the board. Glove on the board. Let's go. Run it up. Swim, thank you for the crowns. Thank you, Swim. Glorious Locks, thank you for the mirror, baby doll. Janelle, thank you for my crowns. Shona, for my tiny crown. Shona, thank you for my crown. What is that? What is that? Add to cart beauty. That was cute. Thank you. Glorious Locks, thank you for the galaxy girl. Hey, thank you for the computer love. Computer love. Hey, Glorious Locks, thank you for the galaxy. Thank you for the crown. Thank you, Swim. Thank you, Swim.
Janine.
Thank you. Y'all spam the chat. MVP, Glorious Locks, SNHB. And we picked up a glove. Thank God. Chanel. She is number 2. Add to cart beauty is number 3. Special shout out to Beginner Swim and Lady Thompson 21. Y'all please follow the top 3.
You're pushing ranks in the smoke ties. What do? You just keep battling?
Or you might want to chill for a little bit.
Yeah.
Gather up your room and just kind of relax for a second, because you're never going to have smoke from start to finish.
Yeah.
Because I've been live already today. I've been live for.
I'm saying you should just fucking.
I would come back in the evening, KO. KO, do you have like a Discord, or you got like a text list, or you got a channel you got your people on, or anything?
I would chill for a little bit. If you get off and take a break. All right, Hop. Appreciate you, bro.
Bye, J Hop.
We got the battle.
I'm excited. Y'all better start stacking your coins, okay? They're gonna be trying to crush us.
If you want to chill for a minute, I'll chill with you, okay?
KO, do you have like a Discord, or you got like a channel or anything you talk to your people on outside of TikTok?
What was that?
You have like a Discord, or you got a channel? Yeah, like I would probably chill and then just post it in there. You know what I'm saying? If you can text them, be like, hey, we'll be back on, at like 11 or midnight or whatever. Because a lot of times, like if I'm throwing for somebody and they're pushing, I personally like to come back later in the evening, and I would rather like snipe the podium, because I've watched people run up on people like at the last minute, and because your team, has already been throwing for hours, they can get you. So like even like if Max is pushing and I'm in there throwing for him, he knows I'll pull up like at the last minute. I go crazy though, like at the last minute, but I come back in the evening and like that way you can make sure you can lock it in.
Right. Yeah, because I'm worried because number 2 is a VPN.
Hold on, let me make it. Hold on, let me.
Been podium before, so but honestly, KO.
Hold on, KO. Let me pick you up before you disconnect, and I'll come back. You're gonna be. Oh, I already got you picked up. So KO, I got a question. Are you gonna be on late tonight, right? Because you're like pushing.
Live for the next 6 hours until reset.
Okay, I come and drop some birthday gifts, just one tourist to another, because I want to hit the podium on my birthday. I want to be number 1 on my birthday, so I got you. So
there's a lot of people that I realized I've thrown for today that did not come in, and I'm like, nice.
But you know what?
Besides me, because I came in through for you today, right?
Yeah.
How many actual creators have came back? Because I told you this before. Most people that you throw for don't fucking come back.
I would say true. Joker, you, Ashley came in, Jackson came in, Muzz came in. There's been a good bit. I mean, I've thrown for a lot of people. There's been a good amount of creators that have came in.
Yeah.
But like there's definitely some that did not come in.
But you know what though? It's always good so you know like where to keep people or where to categorize them. You know what I'm saying? Like people that I rock with, like, you know what I'm saying? I go hard for them. And then sometimes you'll see you like, okay, I need to put you here in this spot. And so there's that. And then you just I always try and focus on who's there for me. And then you keep developing and cultivating those relationships. That's the best way to do it.
The deal in my head that I've already made is my highest, like the creator that throws the most is getting my level 40.
Oh,
I've already made that deal in my head. I'm like, yep, whoever comes around the strongest.
That's sweet.
So
but yeah.
That right now?
I have the live from last night and the live from this morning, and I'm gonna add it and see who is. But you're definitely in the running.
I'll be up there.
You're definitely in the running.
Max probably is his Max throws lions like they roses.
So 2 days ago, I threw 21 lions in a day. I throw a lot.
I was just gonna say that, like with fam, I'll just randomly pop in.
Yeah, he'll just pop in.
Working, and I'm just like, here's a lion quick, and then I'm like, see you later, bye.
Yeah, super sweet.
Oh, that's what, like most of the time when I enter the room, I throw a lion.
Yeah, but I'll be over tonight. Be looking for me because it resets. I'll probably like 1:30. I probably take a nap when I get done with content. I got a couple contracts to finish, and I'll take a little nap and get up. I'll be in there. I toss for you. No, I get it. Like it's fun. It's a big deal. And so it'll be easier for you to hit your podium spot, kind of wait until the last minute and just let your chat and your Discord know that. And then tell them, be like, hey, everybody in KO's chat right now, y'all tell somebody else. Y'all know who's in your community. All of y'all DM somebody like right now, slide in their DM, text them. All of us talk to each other outside of when the creator is live. So that way y'all can pull up for him and y'all can get a win for y'all.
Yeah, and I wouldn't really worry about taking one, dude, because think about it. Podium, no matter what, you know how many thousands of people every day can't even touch 99?
Facts.
So if you've never taken podium before,
I've never taken top 20.
I'm sure you'll be top 20. I'm sure. What's your ranking right now?
He's number 1.
Yeah.
You're still number 1?
Yeah.
Who's the closest to you? What's number 2?
That VPN at number 2.
Yeah, 2's a VPN, so they're probably gonna snipe them like crazy.
What
is like if I said SOS text messages.
But see, one of the things I notice about VPNs when they're up, like because they try and snipe, they're kind of gonna do like bare minimum. That's why I think it's better to kind of chill, you know what I'm saying, until later. And
see what I put up at number 1 and then
try and snipe that, yeah.
Have like a 200-300K snipe ready for the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, like for real, because that's what I noticed with the VPNs. I've only seen it twice. When I've been watching the podium where a VPN came in, and they went crazy. You know what I'm saying?
KO, are you listening?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I've only seen it twice. Number 2 got off.
He just got off.
Yeah, I'm telling you, KO, they're gonna watch the board for the night to see what they have to run up on. So that's why, like your team, like just have people can drop whenever, but have your True Blues come through like late so we can defend for you at the end. That's gonna be your best shot at hitting the number 1.
100%. And dude, number 3, Tyler, he hardly ever stays on all the way until the
And
end.
the thing is I know Tyler, so he would never snipe me on podium.
Yeah. So
yeah, the VPN is just gonna wait until later, and then
like, let me
jump on.
Yeah, I watched a bunch of VPNs do that. That whatever it is that they got to make up, they'll start running it up like the last
Tyler,
5-10 minutes.
Barb's batch, none of them are gonna snipe me on podium because I'm friends with all of them.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for you. I'm excited. Let's see what happens. I'm excited for you. So I'll be in there later on tonight. I have a little nap. I'll be charged up. Okay, I'll be over there.
We'll see what happens. I'm excited.
I'm excited. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Max, I'll see you later. Love you, brother.
All right. Love you. We'll see you later. You're amazing.
You are too. Bye.
Later.
Way to go, Kingdom. Okay, y'all. So let's get to the content. Hold on. What's my time limit? Hold on, y'all. Let me write down the time because this is one, everybody that's in Instacoin and Monetization Nation, I want to make sure that y'all get this because I think this is the first time that I've ever tried to break it down like publicly like this. Like when people pay me to come and speak, at conferences and events, we get to talk about this type of stuff, but not like this. So I needed to see the time marker so I know what to cut off. So if it's okay with y'all, we're gonna do a reintroduction for what we're talking about tonight. Everybody share. Content tonight, I'm gonna be basically talking about how to shift your frequency. Like everybody talks about manifestation and nobody really talks about how to shift your frequency. So I gave the 7 steps, right? And so many of you guys were telling me how you enjoyed the 7 steps, how much they're helping you. But, a lot of people also, are going to struggle with implementing it. So I really want to talk about manifestation from a scientific perspective. Right? I already hit it on the spiritual side. So let's talk about it from a scientific perspective. That's the goal tonight, to help you guys understand, because I know for a fact, hey, Braylon, if you guys understand it from this particular perspective, it's going to make it easier for you to kind of like catch yourself, to course correct, and to start different patterns and different behaviors. Like, I don't think that people get how challenging it is to go from having a certain behavior or a certain core belief for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Some of y'all are 50 years old, you know what I mean? Or you've been in the same cycle for 7, 8 years. And so basically, if you're tired of being in the same cycle, that this is good for you. And also what's very interesting to me, y'all, our shares are stuck. Can I get 15 people to share? I don't see any likes in YouTube land or Facebook. Can I get 15 people to share in TikTok? Can I get 10 to share in Facebook? But basically, hey, Dan, long story long, it's always weird to me that I see people get on the internet and they're like, oh, I know how to teach you how to manifest anything and it works and blah, 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 blah. And here's my surefire way. And they start giving you all of these random things, but so many of you guys try them and they don't work, right? I've heard people tell me they feel like they're praying and their prayers are hitting the ceiling and falling back down. And so I love training on this though, because it's also like a good reminder for me to keep me in sync, to keep me aligned with where I need to be. So we're going to go through it from the scientific perspective to help it start the process of making sense for everyone in the chat. So only thing I need y'all to do is tap the screen. If you want to give me an amen, send me a little gift, okay? 1 cent or the main one, whatever you feel like doing. And if y'all know somebody that needs this information, bring them in here, right? So I did the 7 steps. I gave y'all the framework out of the Bible for manifestation. I lined it up with the different scriptures. Thank you, Pen. I lined it up with the different scriptures. So now we're going to go through science. So we're actually going to talk about like your brain and the different brain waves. And we're going to start talking about frequencies. And I feel like it's really important that we cover this before we go into like actual techniques. So tomorrow we'll focus more on the techniques, but today we're going to be focused on like just the actual science and how your brain works. And it's going to be, it's going to be very, very interesting. Okay. And this is like a bird's eye view We're just barely touching. It's a lot. For those of you that do not know, I have been actually studying the brain and how it works for over a decade. I am a master manifester. I even manifested my TEDx talk. And during my TEDx talk, I actually talked about manifestation. Okay. And it's interesting to me that all these manifestation people pop up. And I'm not trying to be funny, but do most of them have a life that y'all aspire to have? Do any of them have a life when you're like, dang, that guy looks like he has it made? That girl looks like she has it made. And like they just look so happy, but they're out here giving you this hokey pokey stuff and it doesn't work because it's hokey pokey. Because yeah, I can come in here and say, hey, do the Macarena, you know what I mean? And write some codes on your arm and it's going to work for you. And then y'all over here doing it and it doesn't work. Okay. This is why a lot of y'all make vision boards and they don't work. This is why a lot of you guys, hey, Love Empress, thank you so much. This is why a lot of y'all are trying to do the law of attraction and it's not working for you because you don't understand the frequencies and how your brain actually works. Okay. This is also why people like me do not create vision boards. This is why people like me, you know, feel like the movie The Secret, I'm not going to say it's a load of crap completely, but they really didn't give people everything that they needed for it to work. Because the reality of the situation, we're all constantly manifesting things all the time. Hey, Floyd, whether we know we're manifesting them or not. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some external factors that will come towards you sometimes that you didn't necessarily manifest that atmosphere, but that gets into the test of how you deal with things to, you know, let you know what your reaction is going to be. Okay. Does that make sense? You said you knew you didn't like vision boards. Let me be clear, I don't have anything against vision boards. I think, you know, if you need a vision board when you're starting off, I think it's a really, really good tool. Like when y'all come into the manifestation challenge, I do have a section on vision boards to help people who like to use them. But to be honest, most of the things that I manifest, I don't need a vision board. A lot of it is a combination of thoughts, prayers, and me shifting into that frequency. And you know, I do use a journal now. I'm a big scripter, big journaler when it comes to things. I've even, like any of you guys that have my manifestation kit, I've given you guys my personal manifestation, and it's a whole page. My affirmation is not like a one word thing, it's a whole page, and I said it every day, and that's how I got a multi-million-dollar company. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, now y'all remember when I was talking, or maybe y'all don't, because y'all may have not been here. Okay. Long story long, one of the things that I said, and it kind of tripped some people up, I talked about how everything that is mass is energy. And somebody was like, what? And I was like, yes. I was like, everything that is solid is actually energy. Everything that's solid is actually energy. And I also said that basically it's a lot of atoms, a lot of particles that have gotten together and they're in agreement that we're going to be the chair, the table, my manifestation mug, right? That is what they're going to be. Okay. So we're going to break that down, and then we're going to go through the 5 types of brain waves that us humans have been able to identify. And the reason I'm going to say, because brain waves are put into 5 different categories, but if I'm being honest, I know human beings, we don't use our full brains. Not the humans on the planet. None of us are using our whole entire brain. And because we're not using our whole entire brain, in my mind, it lends me to believe that there are probably more brain waves than these 5 categories that science, has identified at this point. Okay. I know some of y'all like, what? Just roll with me. Okay. Now, I want you to think about the word emotion. Okay. Emotion is literally energy in motion. Now, I explained to you guys when we were going through the biblical principles of manifestation I talked about, right, you have to believe, and part of believing is actually having the feeling, and that's what transmutes our energy and helps us shift our frequency. So realistically, there are different vibrational frequencies for different emotions. And this is scientifically documented. Okay. This is not like just me talking some hokey wokey stuff. This is actually scientifically documented. And I'm going to give you guys some of those frequencies. And then we're going to talk about energy in motion. Okay. Because E equals MC squared. Everybody knows about that formula, right? From Einstein. And Einstein was the one that could be quoted for saying everything is in vibration. Blink, blink, blink. Thank you, Mommy Shack. Right? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down right now. Okay? Is everybody following? So, E equals MC squared basically means energy is mass. And if energy is mass, that means mass is energy. Okay? So from if I was a very simplistic explanation, everything is a set of atoms, and all of these atoms are vibrating at a certain rate. The rate would be called the frequency. Okay. Atoms make molecules, and molecules make mass. Everybody got it? Keep that up there. Okay. Now, 1% of your mass is a mass of particles. The rest of the mass weight comes from bonding and kinetic energy of the particles. Okay. The bonding of the kinetic energy of the particles is known as gluon. Now, some other stuff up in there, but basically, I want you to think of gluon like think about it kind of like a fly trap, like maybe like a wall, and it's sticky, except for the gluon wall happens because of the particles when they're moving around and the kinetic energy is moving around, it kind of creates a vacuum. And so they're all stuck together. So it puts them in what we would call a confined space. Does that make sense? Gluon is kind of like a force field. But the force field is coming from all of the particles moving around together. Have y'all ever watched the Tour de France, and you see when everyone is cycling and how the cyclers will work with one another to be inside, right? Y'all know, like, they're working so they can be inside of each other's flow in the energy with the wind. And so they're all kind of riding together in a specific path. I want you to think about the particles and quarks. I want you to think about them like that. Okay. Think about all of the little atoms like they're a group of cyclers working together, using each other's energy and wind, right? Or kind of like birds, how birds fly, and birds are working together when they're flying. Same type of situation. Okay. So a particle is moving. It's moving in waves. That's energy. When a particle stops moving, that's mass. Even though essentially it's still moving, it's just not moving as much. Okay? So a particle is moving, it's a wave. And when the particle stops moving, or realistically is inside of the confined space, that's mass. Pause, y'all.
Earlier, we had
hey. What's going on, gorgeous? What's going on, handsomes and my gorgeous? What y'all doing?
I want to see if you felt like being my little partner.
I'll be your partner if it's okay if I mute you. I'm breaking down how manifestation from a scientific method. So
hear it myself.
Yeah. I because I'm gonna be teaching, so y'all may not want to hear it. Y'all's chats may be like this is boring, but we did manifestation from the biblical perspective the other day. So now I'm breaking it down from the scientific perspective, and right now I'm explaining about particles and neurons and how our brains work and energy and mass. So yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to quit the plantation.
Well, you in the right place. You were in the right
Trying to get
place.
them to fire me, but they won't do it.
They're not gonna do
Because
that.
they're not going to.
They're not gonna, because you find what you focus on and what you realize because you want them to do that, right? That's why it's repelling it. But anyway, yes.
It's just evil.
It's gonna happen.
All right.
I mean, not for firing, but
So if y'all want to mute me, go ahead and mute me, okay?
No.
I'm listening.
Okay.
Y'all please tap and share for me.
Okay, y'all. So we got particles. Inside of your particle, it breaks down, and they're like 3 little teeny tiny particles. So, like the one large particle that they can see underneath a microscope, literally is like 1,000 times. It weighs 1,000 times more than the teeny tiny particles. Okay. All right. So your particles are waves, and they're moving around. That is how we get energy. Now, how do you get the weight of a wave? Remember, I told y'all the particles are together. Think about like the people on the Tour de France that are riding around. They're all working together, and they're creating like an aerodynamic situation. So they're inside of like a little energy vacuum. So now these particles, even though they're waving around inside of a confined space. Does that make sense? I need to make sure everybody makes that this part makes sense. So mass, okay, mass is what's solid. Mass, that means mass is essentially the energy of a particle inside of a confined space. Now, this manifestation mug is a confined space. So technically, we could now say that mass are these particles at rest because they're resting inside of this confined space. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Y'all have to be able to understand this because literally this is why a lot of the manifestation techniques that y'all are trying are not working because y'all don't understand how to shift into a frequency. And in order to shift into a frequency, you have to understand how frequencies, AKA energy, AKA waves, AKA particles react. Okay. It makes sense? And a lot of the times, whenever I'm, talking to people and they're looking at my life and they're like, your life is wonderful. I tell you all the time, my life used to be trash. But once I started getting this, I was able to start turning things around. Okay. All right. So now we're talking about the mass is motionless energy. Okay. Because mass is energy of particles at rest, but they're really not at rest. They're inside of a confined space. So then, remember I was telling you about like the 3 little teeny tiny things moving around? That is going to be, okay, that's going to be the smaller particles inside of the proton. So I want you to think about, I know this sounds wild, okay, but I want you to think, you wouldn't be able to see it with your naked eye, but I want you to think about like a pen. Like if you took a pen and you put a dot on a piece of paper, and then I want you to think about hundreds of thousands of little protons, and then even smaller particles inside of those protons. That's what this mug is. Okay. Now, every color has a frequency. Every emotion has a frequency. This is why music can change your mood so drastically. Is it making sense? So for you guys to see this gold crown, this shape, this is actually a bunch of little protons that have gotten together, and they are all in agreement that they want to be this mass, aka the gold crown on my mug. Okay. And then because they're all working together, this is where you get the image in your head of the little bikers in the Tour de France. They're all working together, so they're almost creating like a centrifugal force, okay? They're all together, a little vacuum. That's the gluon. The stuff that I told you, imagine kind of like little sticky, tacky fly paper or something. That is the gluon, okay? And it's holding them together inside of this force field. So like me, it's a bunch of protons together, a bunch of little atoms, and they all agree they're going to be the frequency of Ashley Ann. Okay? Now, inside of the gluon, there are these little things called quarks. Okay? So now you got quarks, and you got protons, and you got like the gluon, and it's all doing this, but it's not doing this like this. It's doing it like this inside of a confined space. Okay? They're all working together, and they work together with the kinetic energy, and that gives us mass. So mass is energy confined to an arbitrary system or a space. So everything you see are systems. This is why when I teach y'all business and how to manifest money, I teach you guys systems. Does this make sense? Because I'm teaching you based off of the laws of the universe. So this is why you have people like me that can sit in a chair at their house and I can write on a piece of paper, I would like to make $10,000 today, and I make 10,000. And then I'll show y'all that I made the 10,000 because I made the 10,000 through tapping into the system because I understand the universal law of the system. Does that make sense to everybody? And when you start to understand this, you will get that everything that you want on the planet Earth is a frequency. Because what is mass? What is mass, class? Mass is energy confined to an arbitrary system. And that is measured by, guess what? Volts. And what are volts? Energy. Okay? They have even done tests where they go and they put like little electrons on people's brains. And when you have thoughts, it fires off energy. It fires off little sparks of electricity. Okay? So you think that like your thoughts, you're like, oh, it's just a thought. It's not that big of a deal. Even your thoughts are energy. This is why the Bible tells you death and life is in the power of your tongue. This is also why when we get into Bible and it starts talking about it's an abomination to mix together wools and linens, because linen and wool both vibrate at 5,000. But they work on the opposite direction. So if you put them on together, you cancel them out, you're at a frequency of 0. This is why even in ancient times, you'll see them put wools, linens. Even now, we have copper bracelets. People have copper knee braces, right? People wear gold, silvers, metals. They wear all kinds of crystals because there are different frequencies, and they're putting the frequencies on their body because they're all vibrating at different rates. Does this make sense to everybody? Okay, makes sense. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down. Thank you, everybody that's gifting right now. Please, don't hold it against me for not calling out names. I'll do a break at the end of the next match, okay? Y'all are doing great, by the way. But does this make sense? Is everybody picking up what I'm putting down right now? This is super important, okay? Now, let's talk about our brains. Because I just told you when you have a thought, your thought is shooting off, okay? Your thoughts, your brain is shooting off volts. It's shooting off electricity, okay? What did I tell you could be measured by volts? Mass. Now, what have I told y'all over and over and over and over again? I tell you that manifestation is nothing more than the process of pulling something from the spiritual realm into the physical realm. I talk to y'all all the time, and I tell you this is why your thoughts and your language is so important. Because now that you understand that when you are having thoughts that is actually shooting off electricity, and they measure this in labs when they're breaking down like delta and theta and alpha and beta and gamma waves and all of this, okay, they can actually measure the electricity that's being sent off by your thoughts, the volts, and mass can be measured in volts. So if you can think something enough, what is it going to do? Is going to create a system of little protons and atoms and particles and quarks and gluons, and they are going to operate inside of their arbitrary system, aka mass. Does this make sense? I know some of y'all are like, Ashley, what? Y'all have been studying the brain for over a decade, and this is like when people look at my life and how I was able to start my businesses with $125 in a laptop and make millions of dollars, and all these doctors are like, I'm supposed to be in a wheelchair and I'm up walking around and all of that. It's because I understand this. And y'all know I love the Lord. So I looked and saw what it said in the Bible, and I went and found, okay, what is it saying in science? And I'm like, got it. Okay, so your brain has millions and millions and millions of neurons. Okay, when little electrical current passes, that's communication between your neurons. Okay, so I want y'all to think, I want y'all, everybody to envision right now. I want you to envision like a forest or the woods. Give me a pause. Hold on. Let me recognize Glorious Locks SNHB. Y'all please spam the chat with our number 1, our number 2, Pen, our number 3, Rose Goddess Queen. Special shout out to Love Empress Enlightenment and the Content Hub. Y'all please follow our top 3 bubbles. Hold on. Let me unmute it.
42 shares.
Are we going again? I don't mind. I'm just asking so I know what's going on.
Sure.
Okay.
Hey, I'm in your Louis Vuitton right now, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
Okay, I'm going back to teaching. Okay, you guys. Now, I want you to envision a forest or woods, whatever makes you feel good, a jungle. I don't care. Okay. And let's imagine that there's a beautiful like creek, a bubbling brook is flowing. You walk out. Let's imagine you live like in a rural area and you live on acres, okay? And you look outside in the morning and you're having your coffee or your tea and you see this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bubbling spring. Okay. And then, across from the bubbling spring, there's all this wooded area, all these trees and stuff like this, woods back there. And you decide that you want to take hikes in the woods. Okay. And you walk the same path every day, every day, every day. You're going down the same path. What happens? It's going to wear down the ground. And there's going to be a defined path that any of us can see with our eyes. This is how our brain works when we're learning things. Okay. So instead of your feet walking, I want you to think about the electrical currents back and forth every day, every day, every day. This is why they have books, and I won't throw anybody off too hard, but they talk about how if you start getting out of the bed on the other side, that magically good things will happen to you. It's not because you got out of the bed on the right side. It's because you forced your brain to take a different path with the electrical currents. See, and the more you go on that path, when it gets worn down, you can get here faster, right? When the first time you were in that trail, you had to walk over stuff. You had to look for stuff, right? You had to walk on top of stuff. You had to maybe take a machete and chop down stuff. You had to do a lot to clear that path out, and it was slower. But the more familiar you got with that path, the more stuff you cleared out of the way, the faster you could get from point A to point B. Okay? Make sense? Remember, our brains has millions of neurons, and neurons communicate with one another through electrical currents. The electrical currents pass, and there's a communication. Make sense to everybody? Now, when we get to these brain waves, scientists have been able to identify 5 different categories of brain waves. Okay? There's delta. This is the lowest brain wave. Delta operates or vibrates in between 1 to 3.5 hertz. This is what you'll see often with infants and up to the age of 1 year old. This is also when you go to sleep and you're not dreaming. Okay. Also, if you guys ever get bored, go and look and see what a sick body is vibrating at. You're going to see it starts falling down low. Okay. Okay. The next brain wave, and the way these brain waves are categorized, the ones that are vibrating lower, like it's the wave is wide. Okay. The amplification of it is like, large. So if you were looking at a delta wave, it'd be doing this. If you're looking at a theta wave, it'd be doing this. If you were looking at an alpha wave, it'd be doing that. If you were looking at a beta wave, it'd be doing that. And if you're looking at a gamma wave, it'd be the closest. It'd be like, okay? So looser is lower, okay? A looser or like a larger wave, okay? Looser, larger wave means a lower frequency. I hope that helps keep it in your mind. That's how I learned it, okay? So theta waves, this is normally when you're asleep and you're dreaming, or if you're in meditation, this is where a lot of theta waves are seen active in the brain. Theta waves vibrate in between 4 and 8 hertz. Okay, 4 and 8 hertz are how theta waves vibrate. Then you have alpha waves. They vibrate in between 8 and 12 hertz. Okay, alpha is when we're relaxed. You know what I'm saying? You kind of chilling. Maybe you're on vacation. Your body's relaxed. Your mind is relaxed. Ideas are coming to you more freely. You're not stressed. We're having a great time out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing. So I want you to think about these waves as like a bridge between your conscious and your subconscious. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Then there is a beta wave. Your beta waves are going to they're going to vibrate in between 13 and 32 hertz. Okay. It's a large space for this. Okay. Beta waves are going to be more present when you're like actively paying attention to something, when you have to make a decision about something, when we're like problem solving. Hold on, y'all. Uh-oh. Do I need to bring in another person, or are we saying goodbye?
He just reset.
Oh, he just reset. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Yes, thank you. Okay. So your beta waves, when you have to actively, be involved with something, your decision making, your problem solving, that's when you're going to see more of those present. Okay. Then we get to gamma waves. Okay. Your gamma waves, these are the highest. They vibrate in between 32 and 40 hertz. And whenever you're having to like process a lot of information, when you're having to do intense problem solving, so like when you're doing like math problems, scientific equations, maybe you're trying to build something, okay, you're trying to make 2 and 2 equal 5, all that kind of stuff, that's when the gamma waves are doing the most. Does that make sense? And remember, energy is motion, emotion, energy in motion. Okay. And what is energy? Energy is waves. What can it be measured in? voltage, right? Electricity is making sense. Does that making sense? Everybody picking up what I'm putting down right now? Everybody picking up what I'm putting down right now? Now, what's even crazier is whenever you go and look up the vibrationals hertz of emotions. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It blew my mind. This was also what made me more cognitive of what I put on my body. And I started paying attention to like things that normally have a higher price point, like fabrics or clothing. You will notice if you go look up the frequencies of the fabrics, fabrics that vibrate at a higher frequency always cost more than fabrics that vibrate at a low frequency. This is another reason I tell y'all to stay up out of that Fashion Nova and Shein. Blink, blink, blink. I said what I said. Outside of it giving you lead poisoning, okay, it's made out of polyester and spandex. Go look at the frequency on those. Y'all, it's okay to repurpose your clothes. It's okay to wear the same outfit. It's okay to remix stuff. Because y'all are not understanding when your frequencies are changing, it's changing your mood. When your mood changes, it changes your emotion. When your emotion changes, what it start changing? Your thoughts. When your thoughts change, what changes? Your behavior. When your behaviors and your thoughts changes, what else changes? What comes out of your mouth. And I've already told you, your thoughts are shooting up. Your thoughts are electricity. They're volts. It's measured. They actually do EPP tests on people. Okay. And it's measuring the electricity that's coming out of your brain when you're thinking. And I've already told you guys that mass is nothing more than electricity or that energy, right? All those little protons and neutrons and gluons and all that stuff is nothing more than them inside of an abstract or arbitrary system. So when you understand that, do you guys get why I tell you what's happening over in the spiritual realm, that everything starts as a thought, or sometimes when God sends you dreams and visions, it is nothing more than being able to pull it here on the planet Earth, because I know it sounds wild to say, but if you think it you can literally think it into existence. Okay. Now, the universe, the stars. Do y'all know there's stardust inside of our bodies? The same stuff that's in the stars are inside of our bodies. It's so amazing. The universe vibrates at 432 hertz. The planet Earth that we're on vibrates at 7.83 hertz. Okay. A human body vibrates at 7.5 hertz. So a human body is very close to what's on the planet Earth. Very, very close. Does that make sense? Now, what's really, really, really crazy when we start looking at the frequency of emotions. So I'm going to have to go do some research because I can't remember the scientists that discovered this. I don't know if you guys know, humans, most of us can't hear sounds unless they start at 20 hertz. There are a few humans, got like supernatural ability, got bat ears and stuff like that. But for most of us, it's 20 hertz is where we can start. So they would run frequencies that were at 19 hertz, and automatically it would cause fear and anxiety in human beings. That's crazy, right? That's crazy, right? They would run sounds at 19 hertz. Even if you can't hear it with your audible ear, they could measure the fear and the anxiety in people. Okay. And if you guys ever are bored, I want you guys to go and look up. They play these different sound waves, and you can watch water move in all sorts of different directions from the sounds. Like it zigzags, it's straight, it starts making like stairs, it goes in spirals. It's so freaking cool. Okay. So anyway, I'm just going to give you guys a few frequencies of different emotions. Okay. Now, the frequency of peace is at 700 and above. Okay. I think they call it super consciousness when you hit like 742 hertz. So that is why a lot of times, if you guys are going to like meditation camps, or you guys go into hyperbaric chambers and stuff like that, they're playing sounds that are at those frequencies. Also, y'all know people that practice sound healing and stuff like that, because again, what are our cells? Our cells are energy. Okay, the protons, the neutrons, the atoms, they are energy. Okay, now you want to know what else is really, really high? Peace. Peace is at 600. So this is why people talk about, I want high vibes, or they say that people are lower vibrational, because as I shout out some of these emotions and I give you the frequencies that go with them, you're going to notice that a lot of very negative emotions have a lower vibration. Okay. Joy is at 540. Love is at 500. Some people say love is at 528, but I believe it's love starts charting at 500. Acceptance is at 350. Reason, like people that are reasonable, logical, 400. Enlightenment is at just 700. Pride is at 175. Anger is at 150. And y'all want to know what's lower than anger? Fear. Fear is even lower than anger. So when you're running around and you're like, I'm scared of this, I'm scared of that, I'm scared of what's going to happen, I'm scared to have a conversation, understand you are being consumed by lower vibrations, even lower than pride and anger. Desire is at 125. And it made total sense to me when I saw that, because I do, in my brain, I feel like most negative emotions come from desire. Jealousy comes from desire. Even fear comes from desire. A lot of anger comes from desire, because you are desiring an outcome, or you're desiring a person, or you're desiring a thing, and it doesn't go the way that you want it to go. And then it spurs off, or it turns, right? It starts vibrating into fear. It starts vibrating into pride. It starts vibrating right into anger. It turns into jealousy. Think about people that are unfaithful and they are willing to stomp on someone else's emotions, basically rip somebody's soul, out of their chest because they couldn't keep their pain or they to themselves. Right? What did that stem from? Desire, a very carnal desire. That is a very lower vibrational way of thinking and being and behaving. Okay. Oh, I'm getting there, seeing still a 1. Grief is at 75. That's why it's so important when you're going through grief that you know how to get out of it, and you have people around you sometimes that can help elevate you and lift you up. Grief is dangerously low. This is why a lot of people experience grief and they go into deep depression sometimes for years. They lose everything. They lose their will, to live, to work, to handle regular business. They can't take conversations. Their brains are scattered. They're all over the place when people are going through grief. And grief doesn't just come from death. People have grief when they go through divorces or the loss of a loved one, losing an opportunity, right? There's so much grief. Grief is low. This is why it's very dangerous. And even though people are like, oh, I want to be left alone, this is why you have people like me. I'm not going to leave you alone. I'll leave you. Okay, I'll let you be alone for a few hours. I may give you a day, but now I'm coming over. I'm knocking on your door. Even this is why I tell y'all, sometimes y'all like, oh, I don't know how to deal with people when they're in grief. Sometimes you don't have to say, I don't know what to say. Sometimes you don't have to say anything. It's literally just about you being there. Y'all, it's literally just about you being there. Sometimes in your higher vibes or your higher energy, sometimes you don't have to say anything. Sometimes that's what you should tell somebody. I don't know what to say. I'm just here. You know what I'm saying? I know what you're experiencing is so horrible. I can't say anything to make it better. I just want you to know I'm here. Here I am with a hug and with a kiss and with orange juice or with soup or some food or to play music or help you find a good memory, because literally they may need your energy to help raise up their energy. Okay? This is why people, we're not meant to be alone. No man or no woman is an island. Okay? Now, what was crazy that blew my mind, and I said, I absolutely understood this with everything when I seen it. Shame vibrates at 20. Shame. The feelings of shame. And yeah, have y'all ever heard the saying that shame is an emotion that makes you do nothing? Shame will cause you to ruin relationships. Shame will cause you to walk away from your blessings. Shame will have you becoming a recluse. Shame will have you taking yourself right up out of the planet Earth because you've brought shame on your name or to your family, or you can't live down the shame or the feeling, or you think it's never going to end, or people are always going to throw it in your face, or you're ashamed of who you used to be. You're ashamed of where you come from. I know people that experience so much shame that it turns them into liars. They have to lie about everything because they're ashamed about who they are or where they come from. And then they lie and they hurt people, and it makes the people that they hurt sad or angry, right? So now you have more of these lower vibrational energy, but they're getting larger, right? So when you really understand that we are energy, okay, all the way. When we really understand that we're energy and that you can shift frequencies, okay, and you shift frequencies by changing the vibration, then all of a sudden it puts you in a better position in life, okay, to be able to take more control and to become more conscious when you're slipping into some of these cycles. Because this is why I talk to y'all all the time about not going off of your sight, and you have to go off of your vision, because sometimes what's in our sight will discourage us. And you have to be able to see something differently for yourself. You have to be able to see more for yourself than what your natural eyes can see. Because we have to be able to think and speak ourselves sometimes out of lower vibrational frequencies. It's kind of almost like a cascade. You know how, like, what's the old adage that says, when it rains, it pours? Part of the reason that when it rains, it pours is because, right, you're now focused on the negative or the bad things happening in your life. And what does it do? Remember, I told y'all all those little protons and neutrons and molecules and particles, they're all working together. The quarks, the gluon, it's all working together. Remember, I told y'all, like a vacuum, and it's sucking more stuff to it, right, to create a mass. So realistically, that you focus on that one bad thing, that something else bad happens, that something else bad happens, that something else bad happens, and now you can only focus on what's not right. And I get it. We're all humans. Even myself, I have to work on myself being like, you know what? I felt like the other day, I'm being honest, I was having like a really, really rough day. And I was just like, dang, I'm like, God, when am I going to go through a period of ease again? I was like, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? And I had to speak, y'all, when I say I had to speak against this, probably at least 16, 17 times a day. I'm not even being dramatic. I don't even want to say the thought that I was having out loud, but I'm going to say it out loud and then I'm going to counter it. So I was having the thought, I was like, I feel like doors are just closing shut on me. And I know that's not true. I know that's of the enemy. So I had to speak the opposite. And I said, you know what? It doesn't matter if one door closes, God is going to open another two. For every one that shuts, I decree 3 will be open. If it's a door shut, it's because God has put me on a better path. You understand? Like, I had to literally work to speak that out. And then all of a sudden, the next few days got better. You understand? But that's because I'm aware and I understand about the frequencies and the energy. But if I did not have the understanding of how this worked, I would get stuck into that path, right? Stuck into that cycle. And then what happens from there? Well, now you call up your sad Sally friend, and he or she is going to sit there in a little cauldron of negativity with you too. And they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, girl, it's bad. Boy, it's real bad. I don't know, it's bad, baby. You damn bad. I don't know what's gonna happen." Instead of somebody saying, "Yeah, I hear you. It's a lot, and I don't know how it's gonna be better, but it's gonna get better." Like, come on, let's pray. Come on, let's start working on scripting what we want our new life to be. Well, what's something that we can do? You know what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes you have to have that, right? You have to have that. And that's the reality. That's the reality of the situation. This is why you have certain people on the planet Earth. Y'all look at us and y'all are like, they're always winning. All these people do is win. Everything keeps working out for them. They're always so blessed. I get online every day. It never fails. One of y'all will come in here and tell me that I'm glowing. Every day someone say, "Oh, you're glowing today." That's you able to see what's inside of me. That's you able to see my higher vibrations. That's you right? That's you being able to see the fact that I'm at peace, or I'm in abundance, I'm in joy. I'm a person who's very loving in life. That's what you're able to see. That's why everybody always says like, "Oh, you're glowing, you're glowing, you're glowing." That's literally the energy that I'm emitting. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay. So I think that that's a good place to stop, and we can do some Q&A. Now, y'all, I do want to do a focus battle before we get up out of here tonight, if that's possible. If y'all with it, I would like to do that. But let's get into Q&A. Let me drop the link, because I feel like when we talk about this, I feel like it's too challenging to try and like read it through the chat. Hold on, YouTube and Facebook. Let me get the link and drop it over here. So if y'all have any questions, or if y'all have commentaries, if there are other things that people want to share, y'all can share them too. And then let me open up our little chat. So if anybody has anything to say, anything to ask, anything to contribute, like I would prefer to hear your voice. Like if for some reason you can't get away and talk, you can type it. It's just hard to get full understandings when you start talking about stuff like this and you're trying to read what somebody is typing. Okay. Now tomorrow I want to focus on like the actual activities you can do to shift your frequency, but it did not make sense to talk about the activities because y'all wouldn't understand why those activities worked if you didn't understand this portion of kind of like how our brain is wired and energy and mass, because everybody's heard E equals MC squared, but I don't think a lot of people actually understand the equation. Hey, Swim. Thank you so much, Swim. By the way, baby, you came through. You, Pen, Rose, and Glorious Locks. Yeah, God. Okay, oh, wait, before you ask, because I'm going to forget. Y'all, don't forget, you can register for the manifestation challenge. We get started at the end of this month because y'all going to need a few weeks to get yourself together, and I will be giving pre-work, but click the link in my bio. It's the first button. It says 30-day manifestation mastery. Register for the challenge. We got buy now, pay later, flex pay, all of that. So I don't want to hear nobody saying, I can't do it because of money. Yes, you can. Okay, use a dirty line. We're not going to speak brokenness, and we're not speaking it over ourselves. If you know that this stuff that I'm teaching is making sense, if you know it's hidden somewhere down in your sha-na-na, come into the challenge, okay? Come into the challenge. Go register. Okay, I'm sorry, Swim. I interrupted you. Go ahead, baby doll.
It's okay, no worries. I just really wanted to use that gift because I am a 50 badge for the team gift. So I was like, oh, I can use this. So I
was so excited. It was so beautiful.
Okay, so yes, I do have a couple questions. I actually really, really love this. So, okay, I'm not a D9 org member, but you were talking about the Greek letters. This may be a silly question, but is that part of the reason why you chose Sigma Gamma Rho?
It is.
Because it's on a higher frequency?
It is.
Okay.
Absolutely,
Thinking that
100%.
beginning summer.
Absolutely,
I love that.
100%. And also, that organization is founded by teachers. They're very much into service work and education. And when I did research, a lot of people that I feel like are decision makers or movers and shakers, a lot of those women are members of that organization. So like a lot of judges, a lot of councilmen, a lot of CEOs of different companies and stuff like that, they were members of Sigma Gamma Rho as well too. And that was like very attractive to me. And they were one of the few organizations, they were like God, family, then the organization instead of like organization first.
Okay, makes I get it. I understand now because I know you're very intentional. So I was like, when you said it was at a high frequency, I was like, let me ask. But but I don't know. This is just so intriguing to me. So I put in the comments. I understand now why monks work so hard to try and reach enlightenment. But and then when you talked about like the river water and then having woods and then charting a path, that immediately clicked to me because like I like to go ATVing sometimes.
Me too.
We had to charter, and we had to charter a new path. And so I was like, this makes perfect sense because it's harder to track a new path than it is to continuously walk on the same one. And when you said when we go into our, well, not all of us, we go into our like negative emotions and starting feeling a certain way, we're deviating from that path. And it's making it harder for us to continue to go into a positive way because we're trying so hard to go into another path down negativity or whatever it is. So I was like, I'm never, ever going to forget this.
And this is the thing, that lower path takes less work, right? The frequency of it is not as high. So as humans, we're just kind of wired sometimes to want to take the path of least resistance, right? And think about it. Think about people that don't like to take accountability, right? Because being able to take accountability and self-awareness, that's a higher vibrational type of behavior. When people don't like to take accountability, I want you to think about what their conversation is like. They're always complaining. They're always the victim. Someone's always done something to them. They really, really struggle with being able to lock in on themselves, not understanding that if they can lock in and shift their own behavior, it will totally shift their life.
I absolutely agree. And man, there's so much low vibration at my job. I'm just like, get me away from these people. But no, like just seeing like peace and joy and love, reason and logic. I thought that was super interesting because I'm always someone that likes to think things through, and I didn't realize that was me being on a high vibration because now that I think about it, it's about like clearly thinking things through and being able to understand. And then when you say like being relaxed or at peace is like 700 hertz. And that's like, I felt that on Sunday because I went to the spa and I was really relaxed to where I was able to just relax and go to sleep. Yeah. And I was like, I've never felt like different.
That's in like 700 is enlightenment. Now look, this is one of the reasons I'm working on getting this Discord open. When you look at some of these studies and that they've done with the CIA and the amount of money that they spent on prayer, like testing prayer, testing people that have like remote viewing, testing the frequencies of people, that are like spiritually gifted and stuff like that, is nuts. They have spent millions and millions and millions. Now, I didn't need a study from the CIA to tell me that prayer works. I already knew that it did. But just the fact that they put so much money into it it's amazing.
Right. But more of what I have to say is more about comments, but not questions. But I really, really want to look more into this because like everything just clicked today.
It makes a lot of sense, right? And it's like, I wish somebody would have taught me when I was like younger. Like I feel like my life is pretty lit right now, but I'm like, what would I be doing if I had understood this, when I was like 13? Maybe it was too dangerous. Maybe I need to know back then. I don't know. But well, I remember one of my cousins making a comment to me one time. And she told me like we were outside in the garage and I was cleaning out the Dawn or whatever. And she said something that I was like, and it stuck with me. She said, no, she said, I need to figure out why I don't dream this big. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that I manifest or that I want. She was like, she literally was like, I wouldn't even think to want something like this. I wouldn't even think it was in my grasp. And she was like, I got to figure out why I don't, you know what I'm saying? Why am I limiting myself into what it is that I would like? And I was like, that stood out to me because I'm like, that's really a lot of people. And y'all understand this, your manifestation has to fit into your current reality. Okay. But you can keep shifting your realities. That's how I explain it to y'all, that it's like a muscle. So like if you are at home living in your mama's basement and you're like, oh, I'm gonna manifest a Rolls Royce that's gonna be my car next year. I'm not saying that you can't get there, but you probably need to work on manifesting some things in between. You know what I'm saying? Like your financial stability, a way to create recurring revenue, you know, at a large amount, right? There's some things in between and you absolutely can get there, but people will say, oh, manifestation doesn't work. So like the very first thing that I ever intentionally, because like I said, we're all manifesting stuff all the time, but the very first thing I ever intentionally manifested was a peanut butter cookie. That was the first I saw this as a peanut butter cookie. The first thing I ever did, I was like, I'm gonna get a peanut butter cookie. Anyway, my daddy ends up showing up. He's like, hey baby, he's like, I bought you lunch. And inside of the lunch is a peanut butter cookie. And I was like, oh my God. Then I manifested like $10,000, then like $100,000. And you know, I just kept going from there. The car, the house, the love, healing, just all kinds of stuff. But a lot of it is about you're in a constant tug of war between like your mind and your visual eyes and like what's going on here in the vision, you know what I mean, what God has said that you can have. That's the biggest thing. Like the biggest enemy is really yourself. Everybody thinks it's all these haters out there, and don't get me wrong, it's going to be some people that throw some stuff your way, but if you can start working on mastering yourself, and it's a process, like it's not like you just wake up one day you like, I master myself. No, we're constantly working on it, but that's the that's the key, is trying to work on what, like me being able to not fall victim to what you see around you on a regular basis.
Absolutely. Sorry, I have one more thing to say, then I'm gonna shut up and let y'all talk. I'm sorry. The latest thing that I manifested unintentionally was shrimp. So I have a shellfish allergy. And I was talking to my best friend. I was like, oh, if we go to a restaurant for lunch after we went to the spa, I was like, you gonna let me eat shrimp? She was like, no, because you're not gonna die on my watch. Just a joke, right? And so I ended up getting food, and I had ordered chicken, but they had given me a chicken and shrimp meal. When I got home, I was like, oh my God.
Yep. And
I was like, wait, I actually manifested this and I didn't mean to.
Yeah. And that's why I say a lot of times people unintentionally will manifest things. That's why one of the reasons, you know, I try to caution y'all against going into spaces where people are just like, oh, I hate men or I hate women, or when they're like, all men are bad and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, like if you see all men is bad, you're going to keep pulling in very, very negative men to yourself. If you're always talking about I'm broke, I don't got it, you're gonna stay in financial dysfunction because you're speaking that over yourself. You see what I'm saying? Like, so you got to be able to, even, I don't care what your bank account says, you know what I'm saying? Start working, like literally, thank you, God, for allowing me to be financially stable. Thank you, God, for allowing my income, you know, to double. Thank you, God. You know what I'm saying? You have to start working on those sorts of types of things. Thank you for a peaceful marriage. Thank you for health. Thank you for helping me lose 25 pounds, or, you know, whatever it is that you're working on. So that way the initial framework, the initial thought is there. Right. And starting the process of shifting over to that.
Absolutely. Thank you guys. I'm gonna go.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
Hey Ashley.
Hey girl.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
The color, by the way. You look so good with dark hair. I'm just so used to seeing you with the bright colors, but that looks so good as well.
Thank you so much. Good. So you know what's interesting, when I had dark hair, all of the men in my life, like, they be like, ooh, my hair is dark. All of them Like my uncles, Corey, my daddy, everybody, they're like, oh, like my friends, like when I have dark hair, they're like, oh, they're like, you look so beautiful. I like the dark hair.
It does. It looks good.
Maybe it's the contrast, like between my skin and the hair or something, maybe.
I think so.
It's all of it. It's all of it.
No, thank you. You got to switch
You're
it up
welcome.
sometimes.
I just wanted to speak real quick. I can't be on long. I got to go tend to these children tonight. But I just wanted to say, it might sound weird, but I hear everything you're saying. Do you think, because I know delusion has a scale. I've always been told that I'm delusional, but I'm not. I'm very, very, very extremely optimistic. And I'm the friend and the family member, and even my parents, they come to me for advice and for solutions because I'm very, very, very optimistic and solution based, because I can't stand when someone keeps talking to me about the same problem, like, with no solutions.
I'm the same
offer.
way.
Like,
Yeah.
it really just drives me crazy because I'm like, okay, so would that happen? What are we gonna do now? You can change it. So do you think that along with prayer and manifestation, do you think it has to be a little bit of delusion to change situations? Because I've seen that in my life.
I think having hope and being able to find a solution, even though it may be a solution with even though it may be a solution that, there's a minimal outcome or a smaller percentage that can happen, I don't think that that's necessarily delusional. Because delusion is more, if I'm recalling right, is when somebody believes something that just could not possibly be true. And so I think sometimes when people are very negative or they are very somber, just because they can't see it for themselves, they're quick to say, oh, you're delusional. And so literally the definition of delusion is you're believing something that could not be possible. So if I got in here on this stream and I start telling y'all that the sky is purple and apes are coming to take over the United States, that's delusional. You know what I'm saying? Like that's delusion. But me saying, okay, I only have $5,000 right now, but I believe I can flip this. You know what I mean? That's not delusional. That's optimistic. That's putting together a plan, even though it may be hard work, even though I may have to work longer hours, even though it may, include some blessings and some luck to meet the right person, or, I have to count on everything going right. That's not delusional. And so oftentimes I think people misuse the word delusional, especially when they can't see it for themselves. People will speak their limitations on you all the time. I remember growing up, and he didn't poo-poo it down, but I know he was like, this girl is crazy. When I was 17 years old, I was sitting in my pastor's office and I told him I was going to be a millionaire by the time I was 28. And he was like, well, do you understand how much work that takes, how much money that is, blah, 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 the small percentage of people that are millionaires. I was like, I'm gonna do it though. Baby, I hit my first meal when I was like 25 or 26. You see what I'm saying? But for people, but
coming from a bad place.
Yeah, he wasn't coming from a bad place.
That was his mindset,
right?
What he was able to accomplish. So it wasn't necessarily a bad place for him, but it's just, and he was still placing his limitations on you in a way.
Yeah. So
I didn't accept it.
Yeah. So when people talk about delusional, a lot of times, like I remember, okay, there was this guy, he was pursuing me forever and I was just not interested in him. Part of the reason I wasn't interested in him is because of the mindset that he had. And he finally one day he was like, well, what do you want in a man? And I gave my little list. I want a guy that's handsome, a guy that's kind. I prefer a man that doesn't have any children because I don't have children. I want a man that has leadership ability, a guy that has a relationship with God. I was like, he doesn't necessarily have to go to church every Sunday, but he needs to know, who God is and actually have a relationship. I want a guy that like we can vacation together and have new experiences and we can play, games in the house, just us, and have a good time or just vibe out to music. He was like, you want Jesus, you're delusional. I was like, I'm not asking for Jesus, ask for like a regular man. And I know a lot of men in my life that actually fit that profile. You know what I'm saying? And then like even girls, other women would tell me that I was delusional when I was like, I wanted my husband like to not have children. But that's because they're living off of their life experiences. And even when you look at the data, when you look at the numbers, there's actually a greater percentage of Black men in our age group that are child free. There are women that are, you know what I'm saying? So, because if you're a woman and you have children and all your girlfriends have children, for them in their mind, the concept of someone in our age group being child free, they felt like they were far and few in between. But someone like me who has no children, and I have several other friends and colleagues and, you know, coworkers and stuff like that didn't have kids, I met men all the time, you know what I mean? And they will sit there and say, oh, all Black men are this and that. And I'm like, I meet good Black men all the time. What are you talking about? But those same girls would call me delusional. You see what I'm saying? That man said I was delusional for what I wanted in a husband, but yet that's what I got. You see what I'm saying? So, like, I think oftentimes people, they're operating out of their limitations. If there's a possibility and you can put together a plan to execute it, it's not delusional.
That's right. I had the same experience as you, Ashley, because that's what me and my hope didn't want anybody with kids, wanted to have kids with each other. And that's what we did. I wanted a certain type of man. I wanted him to do this for me. I wanted him to have this career. And that's what I brought into my life. And like you said, even though I'm married, I still meet men like that, and I set them up with my friends.
That's why
it's like it's all about your mindset. That's it.
Yeah, I tell the girls all the time, I'm like, I don't know why y'all are having such a hard time meeting men that'll take you on dates, meeting men that are gentlemen, men that are polite. I'm like, I meet them every freaking day. Like every day I meet decent guys, handsome guys, you know what I mean? They like take care of their body. They may not be filthy rich, but they're definitely financial stable. They have a plan, you know, for their future. They're not out here disrespecting women. They operate in fidelity. They don't want a lot of, you know, women. They don't want a lot of bodies on them, not because they can't get it. That's just not that's not their stilo. I meet these types of men every day, like leadership abilities, very sensible, but a lot of girls will pass them up. Like that one night when we were here talking and they were like, oh, I'd never date a guy that drives a Camry. What? You're not going on dates with men because they drive Camrys and Mercedes? And the foolishness. That you know what I'm saying? Like that's foolishness.
She turned down my husband's colleague because she said he was a nerd. I said, girl, nerds pay bills. Are you serious? But it's just a mindset thing. And we met in college, but it was just our mindsets were different. So she liked a different type of man, you know, in the streets. I never liked that type of man, even as a teenager. They said everybody went through that stage where they dated hood dudes. I didn't because I was scared. And I was scared of that life.
But whenever you look at the frequencies, you start looking at, right, someone who's in reason literally vibrates at a higher frequency than somebody that's in shame or anger or fear or uses intimidation all the time. So
I had no idea about frequency back then, but now I know as to why I make those decisions. But I'm glad you break it down the science behind it. I just knew what I wanted and didn't want. I didn't understand frequency though back then.
Yeah,
but now I do, of course.
So when people are like, oh, I want to be around high vibes, or the vibes are high, blah, 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 blah. Now, some people are saying it not really knowing what it means, but actually when you break out the chart and we look at emotions or opportunities, you know, things that you associate with positivity, they actually, the vibrational frequencies are actually higher than the lower stuff. Because baby, I'm gonna tell you, when I saw the shame was at a 20, I was like, that makes so much sense. And y'all think about anybody that you've ever know that's really been ashamed of like what they've done or where they're from or anything. Think about how they try and hide. Think about how they tell themselves no before other people can. Think about how, you know, they don't give an opportunity. Think about how they take like the hard path around things. Think about how they feel like they're less deserving. And a lot of times people in shame will do nothing. They'll do nothing. You know, a lot of them will fall into depression and stuff. And then even in other cultures, you know, where they can consider self-unaliving as like an honorable thing. I want to think about in those old movies, what would they say? Oh, I need to restore honor to my family, or I've brought shame to my family, so I gotta.
Wow.
And shame is literally at a 20 and enlightenment is at 700. It's wild, right?
Yeah. And some parents, they place shame on their children for them to deal with. Like if it's a religious family and the child does something rebellious, in the teenage years, and they've just been shamed and they can't live it down. Like, like when teenage pregnancies happen in church, and I think about how those girls, they carry that for the rest of their life, unless
a scarlet letter.
Like Sarah T. Jakes.
Yeah, Sarah Jakes Roberts.
Yeah, she carried it for a while because she was a teenage mom. Just an example that everybody knows. And I think she said she didn't get over to her early 30s, late 20s, until her second marriage. Yeah, because she brought shame upon her family and she carried that weight.
I mean, it'll have you operating completely out of rejection. Yeah. And then the fear that you're going to be found out, or you're rejecting yourself because you don't want to go through the pain of them rejecting you and all this other kind of stuff. I mean, it really messes up your life.
That's why it's so much power into taking control of owning up to your past, or, even mistakes.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a lot of millionaires and billionaires that have lost it all and brought it right on back. You say you're ashamed you don't have a house at your age. You shouldn't be ashamed you don't have a house at your age. There's no rule that says a house is a moniker of success. And then especially at this day and age, like a lot of my friends I know that pay rent, their rent is just as high as my mortgage, if not higher than my mortgage. It's nuts. I mean, they're making it really challenging, but some people, it's not even a shame thing. It just doesn't fit your lifestyle. Like if you're single, why do you need all that space? Like, yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like when I purchased this home, I had a very specific plan, like in my mind for this home, how I will use it in my portfolio, how I will use it to like build up into other things. And then I also host retreats in my home. I have a lot of company, a lot of friends, a lot of my colleagues. I don't know why people really like to come. I do know why they like to come visit me. I'm very hospitable. I make it very comfortable when they come here. But I knew, I was like, I need a bit more, you know what I mean, space for that. But until I wanted to move here, I was happy in my 2-bedroom. Baby, it was popping, fabulous. Crown molding everywhere, 9-foot ceilings, you know what I mean? Concierges, massages on Tuesdays. We had like a wine bar, a poker lounge, a party pool. The DJ came every Thursdays. We had a putt-putt. They had a little area for pets. We had Starbucks on property. They came and brought our laundry. Like it was fabulous. And I was renting, and I would have dared somebody to tell me like, oh, you're a renter. Okay, and yes, I'm renting. It's fabulous. It's great.
I agree with you. I think in this economy, it's a blessing just to have a home, whether you're renting or you own or you're renting to buy. I think it's a blessing either way.
Yeah,
so she shouldn't be ashamed, or he shouldn't be ashamed of that.
Yeah, everybody just has different paths in life, and that's the biggest thing with this is like learning like what's your path. That's what I was talking about the other day when I was talking about how, when I was going through the manifestation steps, and I was talking about knowing yourself, like after you consult with God, like that was your first step, because literally a lot of people are in an identity crisis. They're going off of what their moms or their grandmas or their dads, like what they've put on them, instead of you living your own life. And a lot of times people are doing things that they don't even want to do. I've seen people have whole degrees that they don't even want. But they got that degree because somebody else told them that's what they were supposed to be doing. That's like me when I first went to school. I was in med school. Not because I wanted to be a doctor. Everybody in my life told me I was supposed to be a doctor. Oh, you have high ACT scores and SAT, and you're good at math and science, and you like helping people. You need to be a doctor. I had no passion, none. I did enjoy going to labs, and I was disrespectful. Hey, Auntie Pearl, and I didn't realize I was being disrespectful. I would literally, because my brain is good at retaining information, I could read what was in the books and not show up to class and still show up and make a B on the test. A high B or a low A on the test, not coming to class.
Do you have a photographic memory?
Mm-hmm.
You don't?
Mm-hmm.
You just scanned it one time and you can recall
I'm
it?
just good at creating like little stories or like little things. Like when I was telling y'all about the delta waves, you know, and I was like the, you know, like the water, the wave, you know, Lord, like I'm just good at creating like little correlations to help stuff stick in my brain. I would say I'm clever. Like I would say I'm clever. So, but long story long, those other kids that were there, they loved that. You said, and I would have made the biggest mistake in my life. If I was a doctor, I would be effing miserable. Like, I mean, I'm a doctor now because God gave me a doctorate. Like, I'm a pseudo doctor, like PhD doctor. But the reality of the situation is, I'm much happier. I'm in the right lane. I remember my mama telling my daddy that he needed to talk to me to convince me to go back to med school when I dropped out of med school and changed my major to finance. But I was excited about everything I was learning in those finance classes. I could apply everything instantly. I loved it. It was very, very practical, very useful information. It helped me figure out why, you know, you would have all these athletes and actors and actresses that were Black that would get these multi-million-dollar contracts and be broke within 3 years. And then you'd have Mr. White Man over here making $50,000 a year working at UPS, purchased his home and owned it, sent all 3 of his kids to college, and able to pay for his daughter's wedding. I was able to put those things together because it taught me money. It taught me capitalism. It taught me what I needed inside of the system. You see what I'm saying? So I'm still able to help people, but this is the path I'm supposed to be in, not being a medical doctor in a, you know, in a white coat because everybody told me that's what I was supposed to be doing.
You said that.
I loved it. Oh, okay. I just want to say a couple of things. First off, this was just like straight up and down inspiration and
Thank
also
you.
confirmation to a lot of stuff that I had been like. I'm extremely spiritual person. If y'all ever see me on live, like 9 times out of 10, it's gonna go back to Jesus. It's gonna go back to God. Like that's just me. But a lot of times, because I've always been spiritual, and I can't explain how I know stuff or why I know stuff. I can just explain to people what to do, and then it just so happens that somebody comes back and be like, "Remember when you said that to do this, this, and this? You were actually right because I found something to back it up." So it was so great for me to understand the science of what I've been telling people this past year. Like this past year, I had a dream that in the middle of my dream, like God came to me and he was like, "Hey, this is what I need you to do. I need you to start writing down." He said, "I need you to get everybody around you to get a vision book and write it down. Write down the biggest dream you can think of about yourself. Take that dream and on the next couple pages, break it down into the smallest steps. And when you get to the last page, work your way backwards and start talking about that thing every day until it happens." And so that's what I've been doing. That's what my friends have been doing. My family have been doing. And so far this year, like the goals that we have set for ourselves or the vision that we have set has just been happening. So it's so great to hear you explain the science of it because I didn't know that's what I was doing. And I'm like, "Hey, y'all, this is what God told me." Mm-hmm. And here's the scripture to go to back it up. So I love that. But I did have a question.
Yeah.
When I sign up for this manifestation boot camp, because I'm finna do it. I'm finna go sign up right now. It don't even matter. But when I sign up for this camp, are we gonna have a list of these frequencies? Because baby,
no, we're going. I mean, we're getting to it. Like it's a lot of education. So I do the challenge different like every year. Because I have some people, they come back every year with me, you know, they've been in like 6 or 7 challenges. But so we're going to be focused a lot on education, a lot on breaking generational cycles and curses, a lot on starting positive cycles. Definitely the money piece, because y'all know anytime it's an election year, you know, in administration, stuff gets real wild out here. If you stateside. So we're going to be going through that. And of course, relationship piece, because I think when people think about love, they only think about romantic love, but your love for like yourself and how you operate and converse with other people and how you make other people feel has a lot to do with how strong your friendships will be, parental relationships, your, you know, romantic, of course, falls into there, co-working, all of those sorts of types of things. So we'll spend a great amount of time, like really, like I'm just touching the surface. We gonna get into some stuff.
I figured that, like, once you said that this is gonna be a challenge, I was like, I'm signing up for this one. I'm signing up for. I missed the last one because I was not able to get off work for the retreat, and I was like, I really want to go, but I can't take off. I don't have the off days right now because I switched over to where I was blessed with a better job opportunity.
Come on now.
And since I had just started, I couldn't take off work. I'm like, I just started this job. I can't be like, hey, I'm finna leave. I know I
right. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
I can't do that. I couldn't do that. I'm like, I'm gonna have to catch the next one. But like, it was crazy because what you were saying today about the frequencies. Recently, I had a friend that I had been friends with for years. And I mean, like, we've been friends for almost 6 years. And so we ended up, like, something happened and he made a decision. And I was like, you know what? For some reason, I just can't be friends with you anymore. And he was like, why? Is what I did so bad or the decision I made so bad? And I was like, no, it's just that at this point, we're too far apart in our lives for me to continue this relationship. And so I was talking to my pastor about it and I was explaining it to him. And he was like, but y'all were such good friends. I was like, I think he was a good friend for a different version of me. Mm-hmm. And now I understand it because like my sister and them was asking me about that, like, how are you doing? I know this hard on you. So, have lost such a good friend. And it's not like he's gone. I'm like, y'all acting like he's not alive no more. They're like, no, but y'all were so close. I was like, y'all acting like something happened. Because like they were like, are you okay? And I'm like, y'all, chill. But it also like makes me understand why I was why I was able to move away from that situation. And it also helps me to understand why, since I moved away from that situation, that things have been happening faster for me than they were at first. Because I was having things happen fast for me, but it was like, it'll happen and it'll slow down. Then it'll happen and it'll slow down. Mm-hmm. But since I've separated myself from that frequency, now it's just like boom, 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 boom. Like I've had one thing I've been saying this past couple of weeks was that I'm blessed, I'm booked, and I'm balanced. So that's like my new, like that. I'm waking up in the morning and saying that I'm blessed, I'm booked, and I'm balanced. But one thing that has happened for me is like, since I've been saying it, I have a new client that just got under contract and they're under a 17-week contract. Yeah. And now I have 4 other meetings for potential clients. And even though they're potential clients, they already told me they want to work with me. Mm-hmm. They came to me. So I'm like, okay, am I about to be like super busy and booked and actually
and balanced? Yes, you are.
And it just happened, and I was like, that's crazy. Why is all of this stuff just like coming at me so fast now? But it explains it because I removed that negative frequency out of my life, and I'm just pushing towards with the positive things that I have around me. Now I'm attracting more positivity. I love this.
It's so good. I'm excited that you're coming, that you're going to be in the challenge. But I saw a couple of y'all in the chat asking, it's virtual. And we'll do a little Zoom and a little phone calling too. We are doing this year we're doing a daily devotional together. Sometimes I let people do it on their own, but I know for a fact, for accountability purposes, we need to do it together this year. So we'll do like a daily devotional and meditation together, and we do group prayers. Okay. And I believe in God and Jesus. And so if you don't believe in God and Jesus, you're still welcome to come in. I just like to make that very, very clear because some people, they don't like people that believe in God and Jesus, and that's okay. I still let you know. So anyway, but yeah, it's virtual. So you can join from anywhere in the world, but it's work. We working. Okay. We spend a lot of time with each other. I think this one starts May 25th or May 26th. It's like the last week in May when we get started. So my people that are signing up now, we'll actually start first and we'll have 9 days, just kind of us solo. And then we'll bring in everybody else after. So if people that are signing up now and tomorrow, I think we'll be together for 39 days and then everybody else will be together for 30.
Wait, sorry. Can you repeat that? You said what was it, 39 versus 30?
So anybody that's signing up like today and tomorrow, we'll be together for 39 days, and then we'll bring in everybody else after that. So yeah, we'll spend the first 9 days together. I see you on the inside, girl.
Hey, Ashley.
Hey, Riri.
So before I start, I need for y'all to tap that screen, and share the live if you are enjoying this. This is some awesome stuff. You know, you remind me of a song, but it made me think about how you said, though, even though you might have had some type of day, we were seeing you glowing from the inside, and it's just coming to the outside. So you remember that song? I think I want to say it's by the Temptations. I got sunshine.
Oh yeah, on a cloudy day.
When
My
it's cold
girl.
outside, I got the month of May. Come on. But okay, so my question is, to me, I feel like I'm, and I tune my own horn, I'm just thinking of like where I'm at, right? As far as the vibrational part, I know I'm at I'm gonna say anywhere between a 400 hertz and a 540 hertz. How can I get to the 700 hertz, if you will, and combining it with the gamma waves too?
So, like realistically, and we'll do a few things, but we're going to talk about this tomorrow when we get into like actual. We'll be going through like scripting, different music, sound, conversations, getting like hyper selective with like who you're spending your time with, even the clothing on your body. Like, this is still where I be like, I want to get in Discord. So, like, okay, I always tell y'all about money. A lot of people in America, they will call money paper. Money is not paper. Money has linen in it. What did I tell y'all earlier about linen? Linen is the fabric that has the higher vibrational frequency, the highest. It's at 5,000. If you start watching like the dates on our calendar and when the government does stuff, baby, they out here doing all kinds of stuff on moon cycles and star cycles and all of that.
I'm over there taking notes. You're blowing my mind right now. And the reason why I asked that was because
even if you look at the cycle of the stock market.
Literally. No, that's true.
Y'all know Tay is one of my clients, right? And Tay makes like Gugob's money. Tay is, for those of you that don't know, Tay Sweat. He's one of my clients. He'll tell you too. He's like, I want to ask the star students. He is though. Tay does well over $10 million a year. And one of the unique ways he teaches trading, because he understands what I understand. A lot of my students do. That's why they do so well. But he, even with his stock, when he's teaching the stock market and trading and stuff like that, he teaches you to line it up with what's happening with the moon cycles and stuff.
Hey, that's dope. That's dope.
That is dope. And I wanted to just let you know something.
What?
Does Tay Sweat have a TikTok? Because a fake or him did follow me yesterday. So if he does not have a TikTok,
he has one, but he's not normally active. Tay spends more time on the gram and YouTube. Hold on, let me see.
Okay, and that's what I was about to say next. So
shoot me which one, because it could be.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He has one. He's just not as active on it on his TikTok. And Tay is on Threads a lot too.
And that's what I was gonna say. Like the TikTok that followed me had like 2,400 followers, type of a thing. So I'm like, let me talk to Doctor about this because this don't seem right.
Yeah, he has 3751 on his.
Is that on TikTok or
on TikTok at Tay Sweat?
So a fake. Okay, so basically, what's happening right now is they are listening into our live. Number one, because you mentioned Tay a lot. So I'm basically analyzing is that they made a fake account with Tay because of the work that he does and the relationship that he has with you, and he is following the kingdom.
Yeah, report that one. Tay hangs out most time on Instagram and Threads and YouTube.
Figured.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll shoot the chat. I'll shoot the profile in the chat, and then
thank you. Yeah, maybe they be out here.
Let me ask you this. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Keep up on his hurts and stuff. So is it basically, because that's my thing I wrote down. I just don't know why I wrote it down at. So basically, everything is just a system, if you will, right?
Yes, everything is a system. Remember, mass is energy confined to an arbitrary system. So any mass, all of us everything is a system. Everything. Even when you start getting into they'll tell you God's language is math. And Nikola Tesla, that's why he was real into like the 369 and breaking down. They say that's like when you look at the flowers of life, it's still in 369. And when you get into DNA, you see the imprint. And then you go all the way back to the Dogon tribe and the Dinkra codes and how they've been able to break down and see the Dinkra codes out in the universe. And they're very similar to like how our internet runs. It's crazy. It's fascinating. It's very, very fascinating.
It really all does align on it.
Mm-hmm.
Golly. That's
Okay,
strategic.
I have a question.
Yes.
Have you ever heard that doctors won't do surgeries on if the moon cycle is in a certain place and things like that? Or
some won't, depending on their religious beliefs and their spiritual practices.
Okay.
You're right about that, because with me being in the surgery community, some surgeons do take off full moons and I forgot what else they take off, but there's a specific time. Honestly, it's about 3 months that they take off, but yeah.
So that's what I said. That's why I tell y'all a lot of times when I'm talking, and it's always funny to me when people come in, they're like, Ashley, you're my favorite Christian or stuff like that, because I respect other people's spiritual beliefs. You know what I'm saying? I respect other people's religions and their practices. I respect it. And so I understand that if if that's what you believe and that's what you're practicing, then that is that. And nothing else around it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to argue with you about it. But yes, there are absolutely different surgeons. They do not do operations during certain times of the year or during different moon cycles, depending on their religious beliefs and religious practices.
Now, Ashley, you about to send me down the research rabbit hole. I'm about to be I'm looking at my computer right now, like searching stuff.
I mean, even there's some people like, they don't cut their hair. Like, was it you cut it on the new moon or not on the full moon or something like that, even when you cut your hair?
Yeah. Let's finish. If anybody in here is a gardener, is anybody in here has a green thumb? I know you have a green thumb, Ashley.
Yes, ma'am.
The Farmer's Almanac, they have the moon cycles where it's the best time to cut your hair, the best time for your hair to grow, the best time to paint your house. Do not have a surgery during this time. Have surgery during this time because it follows the moon cycle. And planting, if you're a green thumb, we have to follow the moon cycle because there are certain dates that you have the best time to grow underground crops, overground crops, just different things, everything. So that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, for telling me that, because I have a green thumb, and you just opened my mind to something completely new. My daddy ain't tell me that.
Gary, you better go get you a Farmer's Almanac.
Girl, I have no idea. Yeah, get you a Farmer's Almanac. You can get it on Amazon or try your.
They sell them they sell them in some grocery stores still, and then if you have like a produce store or like a greenery, like a privately owned one, they have farmers almanacs still too.
Find one at your local Walmart, then just get it.
Densons and Walmart, they have farmers almanacs still.
Randazzo's. I don't know if y'all had them where y'all live.
I've never heard of a Randazzo. Sounds interesting.
Y'all got me. Okay, so what is a Farmer's Almanac? Is it like a binder book? Like
it's a book, okay. and it publishes like the seasons, what should be happening with the weather, the moon cycles, all of that's in the Farmer's Almanac.
Okay. So I have a question. Is the Farmer's Almanac like books that have more dense information in the earlier editions, or can you use any edition?
No, they put out new ones every year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Okay, so it's best to get the newest edition kind of a thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they update them. Okay, y'all. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been in a room? Okay, I used to work at a salon. And this particular day, everybody was just happy and, laughing and joking and everything. And this one person walked in, and it's like I could feel their vibration. They changed the vibe. Like, it was like negative energy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, some people have so this is the thing. People like, okay, so I'm like a master manifester. So I have to be very careful, you know what I mean, with my thoughts and what I say. And I'm one of those people. I can shift the total energy in a room. And there are people in here that have been in the room with me and they'll tell you like they've experienced me like over, right? So this is the thing. You can be a master manifester and also manifest like heaps of negative energy, heaps of anger, heaps of fear. Almost anybody that you meet that's like an influencer in today's sense, those people have the ability to shift the energy not only in one singular room, in multiple, you know what I'm saying, rooms. A lot of pastors of mega churches, they possess the power to be able to shift the energy in a room, like literally to be able to control the temperature, the emotion, all of that, like the journey they're taking people on. So there are people absolutely that have very, very heavy, dark energy, and you're like, oh, you know what I'm saying? And when I meet those people, normally I don't try and touch them or hug them, but I absolutely positively would start countering the negative energy that they're putting out.
Yes, neither will I.
Hey, Savvy Business Chick. Thank you, love.
I think I learned that from my client. The same one I told you that prayed for me that night.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to her and she said that when she talks to guys, like she doesn't let them in her home. Like if she's really talking to someone, she won't let them in her home. She's like, yeah, girl, they carry energy. I have to be sure that I want them to come to my house.
In the 7 years I was single, there are literally only 4 men that ever came to my, like, where I lived. And I had a lot of different dates, but no. And one of the 4 men is Corey, and I married him. I don't.
Yeah, everybody can't come.
No, I don't let people in my house like that. How do I counter negative energy? Thoughts, activities, changing the flow of the conversation, maybe creating warmness in the atmosphere, trying to calm people down if I feel like they have like a lot of fear or anxiety, cracking jokes. Laughter is a great way to actually shift your frequency and your energy. Different suggestions, just we're gonna have a good time. We're not gonna be out here, you know what I mean, like on the downness. And sometimes I'm over there literally praying and visualizing different stuff to counter what they have going on. You straight up. I remember the first time I met this, and I didn't know she was a witch at the time, but I found out after that she was a dark witch. And she was just like, she just kept staring at me, and I'm like, what is with this woman? And she finally came up, and something was like, do not touch her. And she did her little spiel. I know who you are. You don't know who I am. Blah 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 blah. And oh, you like money and such as I like money too, and we can do da 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 da. Baby, I'm like, I'm not doing nothing with you. But I found out later she was a dark witch. But I could feel the darkness all over her. You know what I mean? Instantaneously, and knew immediately I should not touch her or didn't need to have any dealings with her. Because there are some witches, they're not dark witches. You know what I'm saying? Like they literally, there are some witches, they're like, I'm a white witch and I counter the darkness. Like, I mean, it's just different people. They have different practices, different modalities, all of that. But with her, I knew she wasn't right. And I found out later she's one of those ladies. She puts spells on people. That's why when y'all ask me about love spells, no, I don't believe in anything messing with somebody's free will. And you can't put a love spell on somebody. What you can do is make somebody obsessed with you. They go crazy. Tied you to a bed and lit you on fire. Let me stop. I don't want to, but some of this stuff y'all be out here doing when these girls had everybody on TikTok talking about, right, if you want a man to be obsessed with you, write his name in your panties and blah, 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 blah. Child, why would you want somebody that you have to do that to them anyway? Don't you want a man that wants to be with you?
Yeah, I remember I was watching, was it Breakfast Club? I forgot her name, but she used to be on Living Single, Maxine, the one that played Maxine. And she was talking about her grandmother.
Oh yeah, I saw that interview that she came from a long lines of they practiced dark magic and how she ended up losing her mind and passing away and went down there and came back in a box.
Yep. And they said God warned her, like, if you try this again, you're gonna come back in the box. And she did. She tried it again. She lied and said she was done with it.
Yep. Yep. So I mean, yeah, I mean, it's different. It's different stuff, and so that's why it's important for you to understand how your brain works, how neurons are passed. You know what I'm saying? Understanding particles, because like I said, a lot of times people hear E equals MC squared, but I personally, had never really sat down and her general. Now, if I go to a scientific lecture or medical school and stuff, of course they get into great details about these sorts of types of things. But even when I hear, people online to see men and women, they're talking, I'm going to show you how to manifest everything. I'm going to give you the secret on how to manifest anything. And then y'all ever notice they're gone? They come to you with some lie. This is how I manifested my puppy, or whatever. This is how I manifested my Bobby, and my Starbucks right now. And then they're gone. Well, I'm like, ma'am, you manifesting all that. Why didn't you manifest a house? Why didn't you manifest a career? Why didn't you manifest success? Why didn't you manifest longevity? Why didn't you know what I'm saying? What are we really doing? But this is why when they're telling y'all to do some of these things, they do not work. They're very gimmicky. And it's because if they actually understood how energy and mass are one and the same, you know what I'm saying, and how you shift it, and start researching the frequencies of different masses that are here, like the frequency that they vibrate at, then it would be a lot easier to start moving stuff. And this is why you'll see people that manifest a lot, like them old school people. They'll teach you about scripting and journaling and stuff like that to be able to pull things into this atmosphere.
I feel like there's so much about this world that I don't know. And
absolutely.
Yeah, like I've learned so much from you, and just like all of the studying you've done and all the practices that you've had and experiences that you've had. But just like even astrology, because there was always that battle of science versus religion when I was growing up, and then there's always just focus on religion, or it's like I was oblivious to everything else because I was just so focused on sports or just general life. And I feel like, just to go to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I feel like a lot of people that are still on that bottom tier, they never get to experience any of this or really have that change of experience because they have to focus so much on their basic needs. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy how so many people never really fully experience this because they can't, they just cannot move past what is in front of them.
And that's why I said that's the hardest part. Even if you're having a really, really good life, you still, will get caught up with what they say, the cares of life, as the elders would say, or the storms of life. And all of a sudden something comes, it takes your attention. And then all of a sudden you're in a certain thought cycle. Then before you know it, you're in a certain behavior cycle. And you got to check yourself and be like, wait a minute. I don't want to be back in. I don't want to be back in this. You know what I'm saying? Or let me really control the thoughts and the speech and the conversation I'm having about this particular thing. Because even when I ended up in the hospital for my spine, and I was talking to my mama, and I was just like, no, I was like, you can only tell. And I gave her very specific, out of my uncles and aunts, I was like, do not tell any of my cousins, don't, because I did not want people working against me. And I didn't want people saying, oh, poor Ashley, she's going to have to be in a wheelchair. What's she going to do? I need that. I need people that believe the way I believe that God was going to heal me, that I was going to be able to walk again. And so I had people, they were really upset with me once I had no idea you were in the hospital. Why you didn't tell me? I just found out you've been in the house for a month in a wheelchair and you baby. I wasn't finna tell you because I didn't need that sauce. I only needed people that believed that I was going to be okay. That's it. I didn't have any room, for people to be countering me with worry, to counter what I'm believing with fear. There was no room for that.
That's true, and it's like you said, and it's got to be a balance too.
Mm-hmm.
You said that to me, and I was like, it is. One can't outweigh the other, and that's so true because you do have people that's genuinely concerned, but you have those people who really genuinely concerned to the 1,000th power, and put it out there by what they're speaking to everyone else, and without them, unbeknownst to them, the very thing that they're speaking is speaking ill will against you on the cool. Because like you said, I don't want you to be this, that, and the other, but don't speak that.
Because a lot of people, it's kind of like when you write, and we'll talk about this, how you don't write like I want this. If you're in a frequency of wanting, that means you don't have, because you cannot desire or want what you already have.
Ooh, that's good. Say that again. I want to write that down.
You cannot desire or want what you already have. So therefore, when you're like, I want this, that's a come out. Y'all notice, like, one of my most popular TikToks is me literally doing an affirmation. I'm like, I'm thankful and grateful for my new clients. I'm thankful and grateful I have more love than heartache. I'm thankful and grateful I have a multi-million-dollar business. But I'm thankful and grateful for this. And what I tell y'all the other night when we were going through the Bible, I said, you don't focus on the problem, you focus on the prize when you're praying. You see what I'm saying? So when you're focusing on that problem, or when you're focusing on what you don't want, or you're saying, I want this, instead of saying, God, I'm thankful that this is happening. Like, I'm in a space of expectancy. I am in a space, I'm thanking you because I know that this already exists. We're bringing it in. And when you know it exists, your behaviors are going to change, because you're going to start preparing for whatever it is that's coming. You see what I'm saying? So when people are like, I want this, I want that, but you're not going to have it because you want it. You're literally manifesting not having it by being in a space of want.
That verbiage is serious. Oh my gosh, it's so serious. Y'all, what did God say? Thou shalt not want.
Seriously, you're in a space. You know what I'm saying? You're in a space of desire, right? We don't want that. We don't want to be down there. We don't want to be in a space of want. We want to be in a space of have.
Look, we don't want to be in a space of 125.
Thank you, Rose Goddess. Isn't that crazy though when you start looking at it?
It is.
That's why you'll have a lot of people that practice like veganism and stuff like that. When they start breaking down like food frequencies and stuff like that, you'll have a lot of people that be like, oh, I'll never eat this again. You know, I'm only having this. And that's why they'll be like very staunch in that switch.
Ooh, that brings a question.
Hey, Marky, thank you.
Sorry. That brings a question. Does food have frequency?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, everything.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Junk food is very low frequency. Fats and oils, very low frequency. Fruits and vegetables, high frequency. Chia seeds, sea moss, chamomile, high frequency.
Spinach, lettuces.
Spinach, lettuces, kale, romaine.
You know what you just made me think of?
Fish.
Oh
that's why a lot of people say fish and fish oil is like brain food.
You know
cilantro, tomatoes, basil,
parsley.
She said, what about wine?
Parsley, yep.
I don't know. Well, wine. I know wine is good for your heart. Red wine is good for your heart. I don't know. Let's look it up. Let's see. Let's put it.
Red wine is good for if you eat red meat too. It helps your body digest it.
That's interesting. That's a great question.
I know it's good for your heart. I do know that.
Yeah, resveratrol. The resveratrol is in.
As I have these written down for as the different, frequencies and feelings, you know what popped into my mind?
What?
Like a lot of people, it reminded me of our credit scores for a lot of us. A lot of us is within logic and reason, and that's between that 400 and 500 credit score. I want to be up there with that enlightenment and that peace, and I want to have that A1. I'm just saying that's what it made me think of. I see how you looking at me too. I'm just saying. I want
Not the credit score.
So this is I'm gonna have to get into this. I'm listening to you, but they were like the vibrational frequency of wine is 500. But then I see something that says they were like basically I'm gonna have to go read this. Like I guess different people were able to change the frequencies of the bottle of wine.
That's interesting. I wonder how that was.
Is that red or white
wine? I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some research. I'm not sure, but like apparently there's this experiment, and I guess the different people were able to shift the frequency of the wine. But that makes sense because I talk to my water.
Yeah.
Kind of like the mushrooms.
The magical shrooms. Have people down there ayahuasca popping them mushrooms. So I'm not sure. We got to do some research with this wine thing. I got a new rabbit hole unlocked. I could do it. That's just how my brain works. I'm like, what's with that? And what's that over there? And blah, 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 blah. That's just how my mind works. I just start going, looking for different stuff. So, but I could see why you could shift it. Like if you can shift water, why wouldn't you be able to shift wine? Jesus turned the water into wine. Wine is grape. So why wouldn't you be able to?
That part right there. While your mind is going, though, I wanted to ask you a personal question.
Okay.
So you had mentioned something earlier in the chat, and what you mentioned was that in colleges, I believe you said that either it was the business or the marketing curriculum is behind. I can't remember which one it was.
The marketing and business, both of them.
Oh, goddamn. My question was going to be, I have been having a conversation myself with going back to school and getting my doctorate in either marketing or finance. And I wanted to ask you which one would be the better bet.
I don't think it's necessarily a better bet. I feel like finance, they stay more up to date than marketing. But my whole thing is whenever you're going back to get it, like which one is gonna give you the best career advantages? Which one is gonna be the most useful for you? Which one are you gonna get the most fulfillment out of? Because realistically, even when you're in school, you're still doing real life application. So you wouldn't be behind. You know what I'm saying? Even if what they're teaching in the books is behind, you still wouldn't be behind because you're in real life.
So to answer your question, I would say marketing. What you think? Because you know me a little bit.
I think marketing was what popped in my head too.
Look at us.
He said, let's get to 100 likes. Let's do it. I can't see the likes. I have no idea what I likes are.
We're at 92K right now, y'all.
Oh, okay. Come turn up 92 likes. Ow.
We almost there. Look, y'all at least get us up to the fear frequency. Get us up to the least fear frequency. 150.
So I wanted to ask you a second question too. So my second question was going to be, I have 2 universities in mind that I'm considering. One is a predominantly Black. Well, I wouldn't say predominantly Black. I would say it's more diverse. And then the other one is, keep it above, predominantly white, but their curriculum is research-based. I did do that. So which one would you say?
Whichever one's going to give you the best advantage. I wouldn't go off of Black or white. It's just what's going to give you the biggest advantage. Because you got to think about a lot of times when people go to universities and schools, a big part of your advantage comes from like your networking, like how many new people can you know, how many doors are getting open to you, how many, new opportunities are you able to see, how many new people can you work with, what's going to give longevity for like even your kids to be, oh yeah, we went to school together. Like, and I don't think that our community focuses on that as much as they should. They train us like you go to school, you make your A's, you get your degree, and you get out here in the world. But a lot of, hey Queenie, a lot of college and education is really about creating social networks, social capital. Like that's a very real thing. Thank you, Fabulous One. Thank you. That's what a lot of it is about. So it's what's going to give you the best advantage. So the land that I bought and where I want to build my house, part of the reason I'm building my house there, it's a very, very small community. It's as diverse as it can be, for the type of homes and stuff that are there. But realistically, it's about being able to build bridges and business networks and connections and getting opportunities for other things. And, my children being able to have other opportunities because, oh, we grew up with the such and suches and they, live around the corner. And, oh, yeah, I'm on the board of this. You know what I'm saying? Or, oh, yeah, such and such told me about this project. I automatically got in. I'm just submitting a contract out of formality. I'm just putting in a bid out of formality. You see what I'm saying? So, like, it's not necessarily a white school or a black school. Like, sometimes it's not about keeping it black. It's about what's going to give you the best competitive advantage.
Right. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm still stuck on the frequency of food, y'all. Sorry. Like,
you was over there researching different foods.
Okay, Swerve, I'll tell you something. I did this. Okay, so y'all know I promote Up for Greens, right? The herbs and things like that. She had a 10-day detox, right? It was all raw food. I couldn't have any cooked food, but I could have the food for the blood, herbs, and Cascara Sagrada. If y'all know, y'all know. Mm-hmm. But she had a time schedule of certain times that we drank, certain times that we ate, and we couldn't eat anything after 8 p.m. When I say, okay, I'm going to give you this, I'm one of those people that think that people that smile all the time are creepy. Like, people that smile all the time, like, all the time.
Thank you, Rose Goddess. Thank you, Edgar Beauty. Thank you, Queen Nisha.
Listen to me on this detox. And my son went to Florida during this time, which was great because if he was there, I think I would have broke my detox. But I became one of those people. I was smiling all the time. I was happy. Everything. I was walking down the street talking to people like, oh, hey, how you doing? Like, I was in the air. Do you hear me? Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
But that's one of the reasons with fasting, like why some things only come through fasting and prayer, because it's clearing everything out when you're fasting.
It does, and it makes you see things clearer. You can see people's intentions and it's a lot of things. It's a lot is deep. But yeah, I was one of those people that was walking around smiling and literally nobody is around me. I'm just smiling. And my son, he FaceTimed me. He was like, oh, this is the greatest moment ever. He's like, you're just smiling, Mom. He's like, I love this. So yeah, it's like eating sunshine, really.
Oh, that's a cute way to describe it. Eating sunshine. That's cute. I like that.
Yeah.
Eat some sunshine.
That's what it is. Eating sunshine.
Don't taste like sunshine sometimes. Like the fruit and regular vegetables, yes. But when you got to do those bitter herbs to fix stuff in your body, I was like, this is so weird. I'm like, why are these things that are very, very good for us, like just to take? Like, have y'all ever taken different bitter herbs? My goodness. Yeah. They have tremendous health benefits, but my word. Okay. I'm not talking about tasty herbs, mint, lavender, rosemary, thyme, dill, the lemongrass. Those are fantastic herbs. Those are nice. Yeah, okay, but baby, you get some of them bitter herbs.
Burdock. We talking about them type of herbs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Cascara Sagrada is it's a natural laxative, but when I say it is so bitter, and nothing that I tried to mix it with or put agave in it or anything did not help. Nothing
baby, it's strong. It's strong. It's real strong.
Be weird. I like the bitter herbs.
You like the bitter herbs, baby. This because you focus on the benefits. I tell myself, I be like, this is good for me. This is good for me.
Some people that can't stand the smell of valerian. I love the way valerian smells. Do y'all like valerian?
Oh yeah, I do. I have
like some people can't stand the way it smells. I like that smell.
I don't like beets either, though, and beets are great for you. And I can't stand the smell of beets.
You know what's good, Ashley? If you do the beet juice, squeeze some lime in it. It really helps.
I tried it. I tried it. No, I tried it, and it didn't work for me. Didn't work for me. The only thing, the thing that masked it the most, and I still had to chug it fast, when I did beets with carrot juice and pineapples mixed together.
I never tried it with pineapples.
Let me tell you why. It's because you did 2 sours and 1 sweet. You should have did a mixture of. You should have did a combination of both. So if you did 2 sours, honestly, if you didn't want to taste it, you should have did 3 sweets.
I just don't like beets. Beets don't like me. I don't like. I don't like them. Okay. Now you be like, Ashley, drink this kale juice. Okay. Drink this turnip. Okay. Drink this. Fine. It's fine. It's just something about beets, even the smell of them.
I don't like them either. But I feel like if I add ginger, fresh ginger, and fresh lime, it just.
I'm not having them unless I have to. I don't like them. I don't like them, and clearly they don't like me. We don't like each other. I mean, and it's good for like your blood and all this stuff. I don't want no beets though.
Low iron. I needed it, so that's why I had started juicing the beets.
Girl, I'm gonna eat my spinach and my strawberries. I'm be on iron on fleek. I'm not doing them beets. And people that like beets, they just really love beets. Because I know people, they love like roasted beet salads, and they eat pickled beets. And baby, my grandma used to eat beets and stuff too. And everybody would just be eating them like they were delicious. And I would just be like,
oh yeah, my granny used to eat beets like
the smell of beets make me nauseous. I do not like a beet. I don't like a beet. Okay. And I can't stand hot dogs and hot dog water.
Give me a good grilled hot dog on any day.
I like a good grilled burnt hot dog.
All of y'all like them. Y'all can have them. I don't want them.
I only like grilled hot dogs.
Let me tell you this. I despise hot dogs so much. My mama would tell you when I was a toddler, I broke into the refrigerator, pulled a pack of hot dogs out, and shoved them down the garbage disposal. Yes. Climbed up on the sink as a toddler. Yes. Climbed up the garbage disposal. She said when the guy came to fix it, she's like, it shot hot dogs up like all over the ceiling and the wall. Because I had just jammed them in there. Nobody wants it. I do not like a hot dog. And I tried it when I tried the burnt one and all that. It's not for me.
I mean, I'm gonna have to stop eating them now because they're not on the list of high vibrational foods anyway. So.
Everything in moderation and balance. I don't think you gotta give them up completely, because fried chicken definitely is not high vibrational. And I don't eat fried chicken all the time, but every now and then, a couple times a year, I'm gonna eat it.
Like Stormy said, low vibrational plate. But what I was gonna ask you, Swim, excuse me. Yes. When you went down the rabbit hole of research, what cooked foods or cookout foods were high vibrational so that I can know to get me at the cookout?
So it says the list of high vibrational foods such as, okay, well, let me start with this. It said a healthy body frequency.
On the high vibrational list? Any meat?
Meat is, I'm gonna get there. So it says a healthy body frequency is 62 to 72 megahertz, right? Mm-hmm. And then it said fresh foods like vegetables and stuff like that are at a frequency of 20 to 27 plus hertz. Dried foods is 15 to 22 hertz, and processed food is 0.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
My goodness.
Of course. I mean, but it's processed food. Of course it's going to be 0. They can't determine where the nutrients come from.
Right. There's literally no nutritional value. So when they say like you eating out all the time, going to McDonald's and all the other stuff, there's literally no nutritional value outside of, oh, well, it's a potato. There's no nutritional value.
That's Lord and shame. My goodness.
Right.
We got to be more mindful of what we eat.
Right. And so the list of high vibrational foods, but it doesn't give me like the frequency of them. So I guess they're all.
I feel like that's why people that like cook at home and eat at home, they're probably like happier and in a better mood more often than people that like eat out a lot.
Nourishment.
Or like if you're eating like a lot of, processed stuff, like you buy like, because my grandma, when we grew up, she cooked every meal. But I mean, my grandma didn't work outside the home either, but she cooked every single meal. I didn't even eat a canned vegetable till I was dang near grown, and I thought it was most the disgusting thing. Hey, Chastity, thank you, gorgeous. I thought it was the most disgusting thing I ever had in my life. And my friends, they were like, "You don't eat canned vegetables?" No, but y'all got. I grew up in the country. and we had like a farm. So like anything I wanted to eat, like we picked our own peas, our own cucumbers, our green beans, our corn, our tomatoes, our black eyed peas, our wheat. My grandma even grew, she planted strawberries for us so we can have our own strawberries. Our blackberries, our okra, our sweet peas, anything you could think of. We just went outside. Peaches, watermelon, cantaloupes. Like when we were finished working like on the farm and stuff in the morning, all of us would get our own, like she would take a big watermelon and split it in half, and all of us would get our own half of watermelon and sit outside, you know, and go ham and be excited about it. Or we eat a cantaloupe, peaches, plums, pears. She didn't grow apples. We got apples from the store, but I mean, we just, whatever you wanted, you just went outside and got it. And it was like cabbage, lettuce, spinach, and then, you know, you picked it, you put it in the freezer or you canned it, and that was just that.
Can I say something?
What?
They ever make cha-cha?
Yeah.
Doctor,
All
do you
time.
realize that the earlier generations were basically communicating generational wealth with you?
When I got older, I did.
And I was gonna ask, what was the age that you realized that your grandma and your mama and your dad was teaching you generational wealth?
Probably not until I was like 30. Because all of my cousins, all of us will tell you the same thing now. We're all like so thankful, but we hated it when we were kids. Yeah. Don't nobody want to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning getting chicken eggs and picking peas. Well, you don't do that. that was not fun. That was not on our list of things to do. But grandma, you know, she had us down there doing it. Like, so grandma and papa, they would get, I mean, they had an old plow, like one that shook. That's probably why my spine messed up right now, pushing that goddamn plow at a young age. Down, the ground was the size of a football field. We had to actually plow, weed, hoe, rotate crops. We had to do all of that. We did not want to do it, but we wanted to get up and do it early in the morning before it got too hot. You know what I'm saying? So you can get the work out the way, and then we could play the rest of the day. And then they used to give us 5-gallon buckets and big, huge silver dish pans, and we'd have to shell peas. I don't eat Purple Hub peas to this day because of that.
Oh, can't stand them.
I despise Purple Hub peas. Not that they taste bad, but I just hate. I'm scarred. I'm traumatized from shelling peas, purple raw thumbs.
I understand.
And it take you so many of them to get what even a little plastic bag.
Yes, and it better not be no grit or no dirt in them greens, baby. Washing them greens and them turnips.
Come on now.
Better not be no dirt in them greens.
Let me ask you from the watermelon. You like in the yellow one or the red one?
Oh, it don't matter. Either or.
I roll. She said, I'm over it. Okay? Tired.
Either one. I mean, the only difference is the lycopene in them, or lycopene. Some people say teen, some people say 10. But yeah, that's the difference in the dirt they grow in. So I mean, my preference is a watermelon from Arkansas. Our watermelon tastes better than everybody's in the world. Because our dirt and our tomatoes taste better. Our tomatoes and cucumbers taste better than anybody else's in the world.
Okay, tomatoes and cucumbers, I do that.
In the world, the ones that grow out the dirt in Arkansas, they do. And if you want the best sweet potato you ever had, you get that from Mississippi. Different places they just grow stuff better than other people.
But I don't know about that watermelon, but the cucumbers and the tomatoes, you're right. Even with Mississippi, you're correct.
I was just gonna say, real. I never had an Arkansas watermelon, but I know Georgia.
It's
watermelon in Georgia now.
Trash.
Y'all see Dr.
We having a country cover.
I've had a lot of watermelons from Georgia. Georgia has watermelon, not watermelon. Okay, the fact that you have a watermelon, that's how you already know it's not bussin'. If it's bussin', it's a watermelon. Watermelon. We got watermelon. They have watermelons. Okay, no, let them go on wherever they're going with their watermelons. Okay,
watermelons.
We got watermelon.
Yes,
watermelon.
And they fire. Yeah, they ain't even got to be cold. You'll F it up. Fire.
Come on now. I agree with it because now this is a down south conversation, some country conversation. Y'all excuse us for a minute or two.
Mm-hmm.
You know, shout out to the city folk and y'all.
Everybody has different stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like watermelon, tomatoes, and cucumbers, something about our soil here, they're delicious. That's all I can tell you. They're viciously delicious.
I bet you can't say that about the collard greens, though, Ashley.
I probably can't about collard greens. Like, we got pretty decent greens, but I couldn't say that they're the best greens from anywhere in the world. No, I couldn't say that. We got good greens, but I couldn't say that about a collard green. I don't know who has the best collard greens in the
She
world.
said a famous Washington pear.
Georgia, maybe.
No, ma'am.
I don't know why Georgia is known for their peaches, because the peaches in Georgia is not popping like that.
Oh,
They good.
my peach.
They all right. I've had much better peaches from other states than Georgia. I don't get why Georgia is known for peaches. Maybe back in the day, them peaches was popping, but
I mean, no shade, Ashley. Maybe it's because of their BBLs. They got their
That's GMO.
Oh my God. Right, did y'all see Keith Lee's video? He spit out some greens that he got from a restaurant in Detroit, and people are saying that people put chitlins in the greens.
What?
That was a sin.
Who put chitlin in greens? Why would you do that?
Keith Lee just spit out some greens that he had at this restaurant in Detroit, and the people in the comments are saying because he said that he didn't have an appetite anymore. It was nothing like he ever tasted. It tastes like greens, and people was like, "That was a piece of chitlin." I said, "I know you lying. They were black."
I don't know why everybody. That's a rumor. All black people cannot cook. I don't know who started that rumor. All black people cannot cook.
Yeah. Oh my God, I was so hurt. I'm like, why would they put chitlins and greens? That is crazy.
That's weird. That's weird. That's illogical.
They were just trying some, I think.
Everything doesn't need to be tried. Everything doesn't need to be tried, and you sure do not need to try and put chitlins and greens. I'll tell y'all right now.
I second that. No, ma'am.
Especially when Keith Lee is in town.
They invited him. They invited him. You need to go to that.
Oh, they're diabolical. They are diabolical. In the event that they invited Keith Lee to their restaurant and they decided this is where I'm going to meal prep chitlins and greens, diabolical.
Yeah. You know what? He was a trooper for trying it because you can't even.
I don't think he knew. I don't think he knew, but he knew it didn't taste right.
So they ran. So basically, they ran out of turkey necks and smoke. They ran out of turkey necks. They had no smoke links. They had no.
Should have sent somebody to the stove because Keith Lee was coming. They invited him.
Baby, they been doing that, and they thought it was hitting.
They just almost cost them their business.
Hit the back of his throat and right back out.
I don't even know why you would think that that's a good combination.
No, I don't even eat chitlins. I can't stand
the texture is not even.
I don't eat them either. I can't. I don't like the smell. I don't care if it's clean or not. I still smell it. I remember being a kid and being at my aunt's house and I'm like, what is that smell? It was in a take some chitlins.
Baby, they ain't clean. They didn't clean them right.
But okay, well, let me ask you.
I promise you, my Aunt Linda and my mama and my Aunt A, I don't care. I don't eat chitlins either. That's not my thing. But I'm gonna tell you this, and I have a super strong nose. Remember, my eyes not that great. My nose.
Tell me, doctor. Tell me.
I'm telling you, the way that they clean them when they cook them, there's no smell, and they've always taught me that if there's still a smell, that means they weren't cleaned well. That's what they always taught me.
Exactly. That answered my question right there.
And I have a super strong nose.
I was gonna ask, like, okay, all right, they cleaned them, but like, still smelling them. That's but no, they clean them to where it's still no smell.
But they clean them for days. They start cleaning them like 2 or 3 days in advance. They clean them for days.
Oh, don't get me started. See, I don't eat chitlins or whatever they're called, but I know the smell of them, and I didn't know that in order to get rid of the smell, you have to clean them for days. That's crazy, number one, and a commitment, number two, but understandable. Number three.
They clean them. They be cleaning for days. Kind of like people that can cook deer meat really, really well and take the gaminess out of it. Or like you find somebody like in the deep south, like down here in Louisiana, they can cook squirrels and rabbit, but they're able to pull the gameness out of it because they know how to like salt them, brine them, wash them, how long they're supposed to be soaked, and all of that stuff before they cook it.
You know what? You're right. That is actually a true skill to do as far as clean them, because I know that those animals carry rabies, so it's like cleaning them, like how is that process and all that stuff. So clean them for days.
I do wish I knew how to I'm going to go learn with one of my uncles something like how to clean squirrels and cook squirrels. Like, not that I just want to be out here eating squirrel meat, but I just feel like from a survival perspective, if the crap hit the fan, I want to know how to catch one, butcher it, clean it, and cook it up.
Right. I agree with, and I would like to know as well, because we don't know what.
They all know how to do it. I just didn't pay attention because I wasn't interested in eating it. So I never paid attention. Now you give me a crappie or a catfish or a bass or something, I know what to do with that. But real life, if you're not around water where you can fish like that, like here, squirrels are everywhere. Squirrels be on the back of my patio all the time. So if the crap hit the fan, I need to go out there and catch one. But like, you got to know how to butcher it and cook it so it tastes good. I should learn. I should learn real life, because it's going to be a higher chance if the crap hit the fan that you would catch a squirrel before you would catch a wild boar or a cow. And if you don't have any chickens, you're not just going to randomly see a chicken.
I'm gonna have to go take a few fishing lessons then.
I used to fish. My dad and my uncle and them used to fish, and they would teach us how to fish. But I never learned how to clean them.
Really?
So I do know how to fish. Yeah.
We used to have to clean them.
We used to catch them, and then they used to like.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They used to have us out there in the back.
Yeah, they used to have us out there in the back with them newspapers laid out, cleaning them fish.
Yeah, they didn't care if you used a spoon or a butter.
Exactly, a spoon and a butter knife.
Right.
Sure would.
Yeah, I fished, but I didn't stick around for that part. I didn't want to gut it. I didn't want to scale it. I guess I had an option. But yeah, the folks would do it, but I didn't want to scale it or gut it. I just couldn't stand that. But I would fish though.
Let me tell you how country I am, baby. I know how to make sausage from scratch with the grinder, the seasonings, put in the case, and all of that.
That's what I want to do.
Wait, what?
You better say that.
You need to teach a class.
Come on now.
Oh yeah.
I used to do it with my grandma all the time. She would have us in there doing it.
You need to teach a class, Ash.
And she did not have a KitchenAid. It's easy now, because you got all the attachments and stuff on the KitchenAid mixer. It was a big metal like grinder, and we would have to like spin it and put all the seasonings in it, and then you have to like take the case in and line it up on there, twist it, put all of that.
They really taught y'all generational wealth through and fucking through. That's crazy.
My granny's so country. She had her washer and dryer in the house, but she was just so used to how it was, baby. She would still take her clothes out there on that washboard, use that clothes hanging stuff in the back.
My granny did too.
Riri, my grandma's washing machine was outside until like towards the, like when she got older. But when we was like teenagers and stuff, it was still outside. And she had one of those old ones with like, it looked like the two rolls, like two rolling pins. And you would have to, yes, she sure did. And when we had to do it, and we had to hang the clothes on the line.
On the clothesline.
Yep.
Clothespins, baby. Don't knock it till you try it. Do some survival skills there.
Listen, I found myself doing that. I found myself taking clothes outside last year and drying them on the line, because they say it gets the whites whiter, and it just made me feel, because I was missing home, because I hadn't been home in like 5 years. At that point, I was in Texas. Now I'm in Arizona, but I was just like, I just want to go. I got some clothespin. I went in, made me a line in the backyard, and I just dried them outside for no reason.
Yeah, the sun sanitizes too.
And I guess I was connected with my grandma.
Make some homemade tea, put it in that jar, and let it sit outside and let the sun make the tea. Best tea you ever had.
Oh yeah. You can do that with your water too. But
not charging it with the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Make sure it's in a dark bottle, like those dark blue bottles.
Scented ones.
Yeah.
Or the amber ones.
Mm-hmm.
Question: are we still battling tonight?
I don't know. It's getting late. I feel like you need to call it a bedtime. So I'm gonna try and pop on. Hold on. Let me look at my calendar because tomorrow is crazy. I got running around to do, but this must be done in between tomorrow. What do y'all feel like doing? Like trying to battle tomorrow? Like maybe like from 11 to 12:30 or something like that.
PM, 8 a.m.
Yeah, I'm thinking 8 a.m. a.m. or we have to come back in the evening. But it seems like a.m. we have to do like 11 to 12:30 a.m. or we'll have to get on and battle maybe from like 6:30 to maybe like 8 or something. Because we can't be out here like this. The inventory is low. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad out here, and we doing bad. So, like when I come on in the morning to teach, if somebody can go live with me, you know what I'm saying, so we can build up inventory during teaching time, and then like maybe we can come back and battle in the evening because we got to get them up anyway, and I need to be battling like periodically to help, with the like birthday battle and the event and stuff like that. Anyway, so yeah.
When are you starting a birthday battle again so I can put it in my calendar?
It's the 16th. May 16th.
You got a specific time yet?
7:16 p.m. 16 on the 16th. We're gonna do 3 one and done. So we're gonna do J-Hop, and I think Petty Rose, she has like a really strong battle team. So I'm gonna see if she'll do one. And I haven't figured out who my third person to be. I might see if I can get somebody to run up to Jeffree Star because I wanted to battle him. We just got to be ready. But I feel like the birthday is a good day. But we'll do 3 big one and dones, and then we'll come back at 11:30 for the birthday party.
And you said what time again? Let me write this down.
So we'll start them at 7:16. So 7 because the battle needs to start at 7:16. And y'all clearly know we're a team that need practices. We don't do well in these streets without practices. We are a team that does better with practice. We need practice before we battle. We gotta be able to get stuff together a little bit. We gotta warm up. We need a warm up. We're not the type of team going cold. So 7. So May 16th, 7 o'clock, we can get a couple practices in and be ready for our first official battle. But J-Hop gonna come with it. Like, please believe. They've never beat us in a 1-to-1.
The way he's right tonight, the way they team tonight, I was like, oh my goodness.
And that's what I was about to say. Like,
about his birthday.
They coming for that crown for that birthday battle because we won their birthday battle.
Mm-hmm.
So they coming for our top. But the next thing that I was going to ask was, how do you want your mods to approach Jeffree Star's chat as far as a birthday battle? Because I was going to enter his chat to prompt a birthday battle. How does he know you? Because I do remember you mentioning you guys met at TikTok Live Fest.
That's about it.
Recognize you.
I was in the blue. There wasn't that many black people there. I had on all blue.
So he know you as a feminine millionaire?
I don't know because we haven't really talked since then because we're not in the same circles and I don't battle the way everybody else battles. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, we'll do J-Hop and I'm trying to figure out. I think Petty Row would be a good one, and I'll figure out who I want our third to be. But we need 3 big one and dones, and then we'll go eat or something, and then we'll all come back for the birthday party like at 11:30 that night.
That's okay, right. You're bringing it in with the wives, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. So I'll enter Jeffree Star's chat talking about the feminine millionaire, and then Gal in Blue, you man at life, SNC. What you talking about?
All right. And I don't know. He may have a coordinator, or he might just do TikTok official battles. I don't know. Let me see before you reach out to him.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, that's I just want us to have 3 big one and done battles. I don't want to be on battling all day for my birthday. I want to party. I want to kick it. We can do the one and dones. Then we can go into a drop party. If we hit number 1 on the podium, then we give everybody the big birthday bundle, in the kingdom that have access to it. And that'll be that.
It's gonna be so much fun. So much fun. So much fun.
I was just about to say, Cotton, it's gonna be a time. It's gonna be a birthday party.
It is.
Because Dr. finna get that number 1 on the podium. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. We're going to have a fun day, and then we're going to wrap up the festivities on the 19th with the training. I can't tell you guys what the training is going to be about yet, but just know it's going to be epic. And it's something that I've never, ever, 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 ever taught like in a free environment ever. It's going to be nuts.
Ooh, that excites me.
It's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts. So we'll start having up links. I think we probably won't have people being able to start register for the webinar until like the 10th or the 11th though. So that'd be like next week. But this week it'll be, I wanted to finish up the manifestation training this week. We'll sell your stuff because we got through the email. So I'm happy with that. I don't know if I'm going to go through the posting cycles and the content ideas. I almost feel like we may need to put a pause on sell your stuff until after the month of May, because I feel like it may be too confusing with the other curriculum I'm going through for the 16 May celebration. So sell your stuff, we may just put it on pause and come back to it during the month of June. Because we got through the emails, which that's important because people can start making money. Like if they did everything else and they put in the emails, they actually are in a position to start making money right now.
I agree. You ought to see the email that I sent out today.
Hey.
It was dope. It was dope.
You better sell out in 2 weeks. Well, everybody, I want y'all to have last words because it's 11:31 and people got to go to work in the morning. Y'all know we're not on the weekday. We don't be up late at night.
We sure don't.
I'm up past my bedtime. I've been trying to stop eating at least by 8 p.m. and be in the bed by 9.
How many likes are we at, y'all? I can't see them.
104.
Hey, shout out. We in the 100K like club. YouTube land. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Wherever you guys are on the planet Earth. Thank you so much for coming to hang out. If y'all want to come to TikTok for the last few minutes, you know what I'm saying? Come on. Especially want to come and help me smash my live goal because TikTok, counts those sorts of types of things. They're important for them. So anyway, my YouTube land. Okay, ladies, last words.